5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They ain't never seen nothing like this before. Lit the room when I came through the front door. Ask me if I should overcome, what for? Train in the trees, please walk my sycamore. Touch burning sands, cross lands, and stormy shore seasons in the year, yeah. Ain't no challenge for champions and chain no fear. Yeah, the champions, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. I'm sorry we're so late. We are like mega late. And you know what's even crazier? We're mega late and we got everything put together real quickly. You know, we're scrambling around trying to do our best. And we totally forgot something. We totally forgot to switch out the lights. So we've got the party lights, man. We party here, right? At night, we've got the disco lights going. So you're going to see, man, it's going to switch out. At least I don't think it's set up to go with the music. So it's not going to be like boonch, 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 like changing all the time. I'd be so disoriented. Oh, it'd be terrible. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to everybody in the comment section all over the place. YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, Twitch, and DLive. See, did you see what just happened? You see how it went from like that nice kind of warm golden color to this mega dope blue? Ah, man. Yeah, I had a long night. I was on Meaning of Catholic. And I don't know how many people, it was a lot of people who tuned in, actually. It was, I think, live. It was like, at least on one channel, just on one of the channels, the main one, it was like almost 600 people. So super amazing, right? Tons of comments, tons of likes, things like that. So a bunch of shares, really, really cool stuff. In fact, I'm going to cover a number of things that I covered last night, because I think that it's really important. And as much as it pains me to say this, I know that some of you who may be tuning into this show may not have tuned into that one. You let me down. You let me down. Although I did see some of you in the comment section. I even saw one guy. I wish I remember. Was it Juan Isaac? I think is his name. Juan Isaac. Now that's really gold. That's the gold standard. Look at that. I'm like, blah. But one of these guys, I think is Juan Isaac. He was in the comment section saying he knew me going as far back as me being a pastor of a Baptist church. I said, dang, son, that's a minute. Although I know we've got somebody in the comment section here today who's known me going back all the way to the 1990s revivals and even earlier. And another person who I've mentioned before who remembers me from this very obscure time in our lives where it was a church that was meeting when I was really young. And we were meeting in a Y Center, like you rent out a space or whatever, and they let you use it. And it was called Battle Creek Area of Christian Fellowship. And it's later evolved to this place they call Victory Life and stuff like that. Way different. Not even the same church, but same building and a lot of the same people over the years who just keep going, right? And so it's but somebody knew me. Somebody in the comment section here knows me from way back then as a little guy. And so I'm really excited to see that, and to see the comments coming in. But it was a great time. So you're going to want to make sure to go check out that video. And you'll be surprised. Because believe it or not, it wasn't nearly as pizzazzy as this show. You know what I mean? Like, this show has a kind of style. It does. It has a kind of style. And it's one of these things where, we go nuts. We have fun. We joke around. We're super sarcastic. I'm probably a little bit rude, although I try to let, the people know, hey, there's a little bit of a shtick with this. Please forgive me. I'm not trying to be rude. If I ever see you in public, please don't cry and be like, you ruined me. I'll be like, look, I'm not, we're having fun with this. And I hope you're having fun too. But yesterday, it was much different. It was serious. It was serious. It was one of these things where, I'm more in serious mode, and having these conversations. And I think it's because it's the way it starts out. It starts out with prayer, and you don't have rap in the beginning. Like I'm really proud of our theme song, by the way. I think our theme song is amazing. I think the intro is amazing. And it gets you kind of in a zone. That gets you in a zone. The coffee gets you in a zone. The whole thing about the show, get you in a zone. The party lights, it's got me in a zone today. But you go on there and they've got, the very serious, solemn music and stuff. And you begin with prayer and everything. And Tim's got this style to him. And it's just the way he is, by the way. That's authentically Tim. He's not really different in real life than he is on his show. It's, to his merit, in fact. But he's a serious guy, typically in his black and white suit, looking like, he's a character from Men in Black and stuff. It looks like a CIA operative. He might be. Maybe he is. Maybe he's my handler and I don't know it. But the thing is, it's very serious. And it's just a lot of questions and answers. And I felt badly in a way because I did a lot of the talking. Imagine that, right? I did a lot of the talking. And I couldn't shut up, man. And at the end, after it was all over, we talked to him in private and stuff. And I said, hey, man, I just want to tell you, I'm sorry for that. And he said, no. He said, I wasn't feeling too good. His throat's kind of hit and stuff. Probably not doing Wim Hof. He's probably not taking those cold showers. You need to do that breathing, buddy. You need to do those cold showers, man. Every single day, you got to do it. But he said, don't even worry, man. He said it was awesome. And he loved the ending more than anything else. I mean, he loved the whole show, but the ending he felt so important and so powerful. And you want to know what the ending was, guys? The ending? It was everything we're about here. It was never give up, keep on smiling, memento mori. And I said, but I broke it, I unpacked that and what that meant for the moment and what that means for the times that we're living in right now. And he was like, Jeremiah's like, it was amazing. He's like, he absolutely loved it. And I thought, that's what we do here, right? Maybe you should tune into the show. You should tune in every day. And I told him I wanted to be part of his morning show sometime. He's got some, masculinity mornings or something, or manly morning time, or I don't know. It's something to do about being strong and being a man. But the thing is, he said, yeah, we'd love to have you on. He's like, it's 4:30 in the morning. And I'm like, I'll never be on your show. Never, ever, ever. 4:30 in the morning. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, we got a lot to talk about. I can't really, spend forever highlighting things that we talked about last night when you can go and watch it yourself. And I'll share it today. In fact, we're going to do a lot of catch-up stuff today over at paleocratdiaries.com. That's the last thing I'll say about last night. Super grateful that he actually took the time at the end of the show to go to the site and showed everybody. It was awesome. And he showed people the site. He went through and he showed how you can subscribe. And he went down to the subscription area, put in at least the beginning of the email, put in Timothy, and told people, showed them exactly how it's done. And it was so cool, man, to see that. It's awesome because my daughter, I'm laying that it's an iconic picture. Pillow blankets, it's a family tradition where we, get as many pillows and blankets as we can and stuffed animals and stuff. And we watch vintage cartoons or Doctor Who or something. But we watch something together and eat popcorn and everything else. And it's a whole bunch of fun. And that was one of the last times that we had pillow blankets. And I'm laying on her chest with this smile, listening to her heartbeat. That's the top. And then right beneath that, it's a scrolling loop. It's not scrolling. It's a loop of videos, little clips of different videos that I've done, kind of like the intro to the show, but it's got a lot more. So you can see these little clips that are playing that show you things that I've done, places I've done speeches, funny satire things. I'm dressed up like an old man named Oral. It's a lot of fun. You can find some of those over at Paleo Naughty. And, boy, what's going on with my hair? Look at this right here. What's going on, guys? I just realized that. I took a cold shower this morning. Had to do it. I get out, and I realize, man, number one, I'm looking like Charlie from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. What's going on with that? Got this loop. Oh, man. All right. In the comments, before we move on, yes, get that man his coffee. Yeah, thank you so much. You know what? Hey, they already did, and it was such a long night. And we are in the midst of a color revolution, guys. And I'm not playing around with this. This is dead serious. We're in the middle of a color revolution. You're going to learn today exactly what I mean by that. And you're going to learn what we're going to need to do, or else we can just say, hello, President Biden. And that's just the way it is. And we've been warning this. I've been saying this for how long? How long have we been talking about shut down DC, Sunrise exposed, stop the steal, Detroit leaks, polling irregularities and the reasons why we don't trust the polls, the way that the media colludes with big tech and colludes with the DNC. How many times did we talk about how this game is rigged? And more importantly, that you shouldn't get all uptight and freaked out about the election night. It is, in many ways, it's a distraction. In fact, if you focus on that night, it will be easy to be disheartened. I can't even tell you how many messages I get from people who are just so, I don't know what to do, Jeremiah. What do you think's going on? And I'm like, I'm glad they reach out to me. They're my friends. But I'm like, guys, watch my show. Watch my show. I've been warning you. Stay strong. This is not even the end. It is the beginning, right? It's just it's not even the beginning. It is part of a long con, and that's where we are. And so I know some people would say, oh, he's making an excuse for that, and say, oh, no, I've been saying this for months. And I've been right over and over and over again. I'm not going to lead you guys astray. Just the way it goes. Just the way it goes. All right. KMO said you should have mentioned Vampire D on Meaning of Catholic. Dude, I didn't even see the comments. I'm on StreamYard during the show, right? He uses StreamYard, so we're on there. I didn't see the comments in real time, or else I would have, man. There were a couple different people I would have responded to. But I saw that, man, Vampire Hunter D, buddy. Oh, man, he would have been like, what? What's Vampire Hunter D, man? All right. Let's see here. Yeah, Shirley says party time. And she says she knows me from the Assemblies of God. It's totally true. Totally true. You know me, man. We go back, don't we, Shirley? Long time. Adam says Mega Dope Blue. It is. It's Mega Dope Blue. It's Mega Dope Blue. It's not Mega Dope that I'm getting this swoop thing going and my hair is just, that's not Mega Dope. Although this Willy Wonka curl is pretty dope. It is pretty dope. Ah, yeah. Get this man his coffee. And I gotta say, they did. I'm not even gonna play around. I have my owl cup, and I would normally be doing this. Not today, guys. Not today. We're going straight from this thing. I'm trying to keep a straight face. I can't do it, man. I've got this massive jug. Oh, yeah. Oh, my staff is on the ball. They're like, Paleo, we know you're going to need it. You're going to need it big time. You had a long night. You've been, on the front lines of everything everywhere for a long time. They know me real well. And they know that we're in red alert, guys. Look at this real quick. Oh, yeah. Red alert, man. Red alert. So they got me the red straw. All right, guys. There's going to be a lot of coffee drinking, so make sure you've got that. Teresa asks, hi, Jeremiah. Do you know of rallies in Michigan in the next few days? Yes, I believe there will be a number of them, in fact. I think there will be rallies days in a row. Days in a row. And I don't know if anybody here is on Telegram, but if you are, you need to follow Rob, is it the anti-narrative? Or the counter-narrative. I think it's the anti-narrative. He's a amazing guy, right? I met him face-to-face a couple different times. An amazing person. He does great videos, but he's on the ball with this. He is promoting the different rallies, and that's one of the things that people are going to need to do. So I'll try to keep you up to date with what's going on with that. Great question, though, Teresa Nelson. All right, Ailey, good morning. Yes, thank you, Ailey. I love you. Well, it was awesome, man, seeing Ailey in the comments over at Meaning of Catholic yesterday. And everybody was like, dude, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. And Ailey, you're here, man. Check it out. And it was just really awesome, man, that people know who she is. They know that she's my mega hot half Korean wife. She's rocking, man. She's rocking. Yeah. All right. John says, I know you back when you were an atheist through Ed Brayton. Hey, bro. Ed Brayton, dude, by the way, rest in peace to that guy. That's heartbreaking. I mentioned that on the show. That's a heartbreaking thing. I love that guy. He was one of the few atheist people that when I went through after Charlottesville, right? When it was a real kind of watershed moment for a lot of atheist people where they lost their mind and they started talking to people on the right as if because you supported Trump, then you're obviously down with people like Richard Spencer. I'm like, what? Okie dokie. Yeah. Oh, that's kind of weird. He endorsed Joe Biden. What? Am I able to go at you guys now over that? That would be dumb. But Ed Brayton was one of those guys, because there were a lot of weirdos, man, in the atheist community that were like, I never knew Jeremiah was a Nazi. And I'm like, probably because I'm not, dude. What the heck is wrong with you, man? Ed Brayton was one of those few people that said, number one, I know Jeremiah. That is absurd to say, and I will not be engaging in this pile-on. Not going to do it. Ed Brayton is a bona fide friend. He was a great person. Obviously, disagreements with him on a number of things. Politics, religion, didn't matter. I interviewed him numerous times on the show, and he is an all-around awesome guy. He is also the one put together a lot of stuff for my daughter, especially at her funeral. So he will forever be part of a beautiful and powerful part of the Team Tiny Dancer story. Bethany says, I know you from 1990. You do know me from 1990, man. People go back, man. There's a minute. There's a minute, man. People know me from when I was like a little tyke. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, I was kind of a little tyke. A little itsy bit. Good afternoon, Kashan. Yes, man. Adam says, bro, you made him smile once, which was awesome because you were cracking jokes, and he was his stone-faced, no emotion, but you got through, and it was great. Dude, I always do a little bit, man. I always do a little bit. I always have a way to just, to make him smile, man. I make him laugh. Yeah, he's talking about Tim Flanders. Tim Flanders, he is, Tim Flanders is very serious all the time, man. He's on the ball, not messing around, man. Yep, keep on smiling, Team Tiny Dancer. Teresa said it was a great show. Watched it this morning. Oh, Gaia Lasala. Hi, handsome. Yes. Hi. How's it going? Glad you're tuned in. Yeah. I try really hard, man. Yep. Okay. All right. We are going to, let's see here. We're going to switch over. It's a lot of, I could just talk to you guys forever. But we got really important news to talk about. We just got to talk about it. So let's get to this. Hold on a second. I didn't even go to main banner. Look at that. How weird am I? What a weirdo. What a weirdo. Oh, not as big of a weirdo as this guy. Would you even do this, boys? Well, and women, wives, I know I got a lot of the ladies in here. Ladies love this show. You do, and you know it. The thing is, it's what? Your second favorite way to wake up in the morning, right? Paleocrat Diaries, it's our second favorite way. So the thing is that, how would you feel, if your man was this guy? Shoppers left in stitches by enthusiastic pose of a man modeling male night dress. Okay, tell me if I'm wrong. Didn't Charles from Little House on the Prairie, didn't he technically have a male night dress? He was super manly. There's no question about that. I'm not saying that I want to go down that road. Some things in history are better left in the past. Even if it was done by a manly dude. And we all know that Pa is a very manly dude. While browsing Amazon's website, one shopper noticed something rather unusual about a way a model chose to pose while modeling a nightshirt, leaving people in stitches. It's by Rosaline Fenton. Of course, if somebody says it left people in stitches, you got to be somebody named Rosaline. You got to be, Edith and I always say Esther, but I feel badly, man. I got a niece named Esther, and she's she's awesome. I don't want to use that. Oh my gosh, Edna, Edith and Edna and Elmer. Leaving the people in some stitches. Okay, let's see what left people in stitches. Okay, this guy looks very serious. He kind of looks like the lead singer from, Maroon 5. A little bit. A little eatses, right? Many praise the man for his enthusiasm. All right, as the cold nights start to draw in, you might find yourself looking for something cozier to wear at bedtime. Oh, it's true. It's true. I'm actually doing I gotta say this. We're doing something as a family. It's my mom's idea and my sister's idea. And look, you by this point in your life, I've been married for a minute. And I know how things go. So if your sister and your mom and your wife, they're all kind of colluding about doing some kind of a photo op where we're all dressed in matching pajamas and stuff, like little flannel pajama jams. You got to do it, man. You got to do it, especially if you're not paying for it. If you're not paying for it and grandma's like, hey, I'm going to pay for it. If you say no, no, dude, believe me, it's not good. We're going to be doing that. You know what I mean? And it's going to be nice. It's going to be very cozy. I'm going to get a great pair of pajamas. But okay, people on Twitter were left in stitches over the photo of a man modeling this nightshirt. One person even joked that he looked like he was impersonating Ebenezer Scrooge. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah, here's the guy. All right. I don't know about this. All right, we're gonna make it a little smaller so we can really get the feel for this. Look at how he's like, yeah. He's got his leg and his knees all like popped out. You can tell he lifts weights. I mean, look at those quads, man. Look at those quads. Oh, man. You need somebody at that point. You need somebody with like love handles. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody with love handles. Or somebody really, really, really skinny. Like the one dude who's wearing the onesie and he's drinking both hands out of a cup looking to the side. I forget what they call him. Yeah. Yeah, but you need that because this guy's kind of buff. Wow. Okay. Why? Dude, this guy has to live this down. Was this a joke? Did he think like, oh, this is a joke, His wife is like, oh, hey, try this on. And he's doing the kind of things like my dad. He's got a picture. I swear I don't have it. I swear I haven't preserved it online, Pa. A picture of my dad laid out on a massage table doing this kind of sexy looking everything. And my mom's like, yeah, this is just between us. And I'm like, yeah, you and all the internet. But I think this is the same thing, maybe. This guy, he's with his wife. And she's like, oh, just, flash your tush. You know what I'm saying? Just flash it a little bit. It'll be nice. It'll be nice. That's the end. That's it. I'm not in stitches, guys. I mean, it's like mildly amusing. But I'm not in stitches. Rosaline, I think you hype this one up, okay, a little bit. And I think you're just dogging this guy, It'd be better maybe if you kept this private. Kept it to yourself. Prankster. To create world's worst Airbnb, and still manages to get bookings. Oh, wow, dude, look at that. Whoa. What would you guys do, by the way? Oh, no. Would you guys be down with that? I think if it wasn't a rainy night, I would be down with that. I was playing Red Dead Redemption recently. I like that game. I like a lot of Rockstar games. You know what I mean? I do. I like Rockstar. I like playing the games. I don't like when it gets, super vulgar. I'm not like, oh yeah, you can do that with the prostitute in your car. No, I don't, not doing that. But I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed Grand Theft Auto, even all the way up through Vice City. I enjoyed it. But Red Dead Redemption is really fun. And there's this place, I did some challenge, where you got to go a mission and you're going into this cave and you got to get some treasure and there's all these Western dudes. It's a Western. So there's all these guys shooting at you and stuff and you're in this cave and everything. And when you're done, I said, man, I was really late. And I said, I want to go to bed. I got to save it. And I went to this area where you can, rent a space for the night or whatever for $5. And it was open kind of like this. And I looked at it, I said, dude, I wouldn't mind living in something like that. I don't know if Ailey and the kids would go for it, but maybe I'll give them a tent. I'll say, no, you have a tent. I'd like to sleep like this. I would say that, of course, until it rains. And then I'd be like, guys, let's go back home right now. Wow. So 3 YouTube pranksters created the world's worst Airbnb, but they were shocked to see that even their humble listing managed to receive a ton of bookings. Of course, dude, people would do that. Would you guys do that, by the way? Would you do it? Yeah, they're dedicated to practical jokes, gags, and stunts that the 3 pull together, according to Lad Bible. Dude, I like Lad Bible. They've got some good stuff. Yeah, okay. So the entire setup rests underneath a tree to protect people from the unpredictable English weather. I don't know if it's really that unpredictable. I think over there it's just gross. The weather. We went over for Make-A-Wish, man. We went over for Make-A-Wish, and it was just freezing cold and soaking wet. And I said, it's England. That's just what it is. You know, their weather's as gross as their food. And that's saying a lot. I like the rain, though, so I can't say it's gross. I think I'd probably like it. I liked it in Vancouver, you know, when I went to school in Vancouver, Canada, right outside Vancouver, Canada. And, you know, I've enjoyed the times I've been to Seattle, things like that. And it's looking pretty gross. And I grew up in Battle Creek. And people don't know this, but Battle Creek gets the annual rainfall that Seattle does. We just get it, you know, in major downpours, whereas they kind of have it all the time. And that's actually what makes that kind of special over there. Man, I got this thing that just won't quit. My hair just won't quit, man. I gotta have the staff come down. Somebody from the staff has to come down and literally do my hair like right now in the show. And they have to bring down some hairspray. That's what they're going to have to do. We're going to have to go old school. So it doesn't move, man. So it doesn't move. They're going to have to come down right midstream as we're doing. I'll just keep going. We'll just keep talking. Nobody will even notice it. Oh, man. Oh, buddy. Would you guys pay for that? How much would you pay, by the way, for a night? What would you do? How much would you pay? Oh, what is this? Okay. Oh, no. See, I don't want to get into over the copyright. Oh, dang. How'd you see that? Oh, again, dude, I was distracted by the sound, and I'm like, I don't want to get in trouble, you know, using some kind of copyrighted music or anything like that. Oh, it's one of those things, guys. Look at these poor kids, dude. Bye-bye. Again, we got to do it. Oh, we got to do it. Oh, you got it here. Yeah, okay. Just while we're watching this, you got to come over. See this? Come over on this side. Yeah. You see that? Yeah, my staff right here. This is T-Bear. This is T-Bear Abla. You know, she's coming down to fix Papa's hair because I got this crazy thing going. Just spray it right there. You can just spray it right on. Yeah. Oh, that's my face. My eyeballs. No. You see that little nozzle? Nobody, you guys don't notice any of this. You don't notice any of this.
You do it.
No, just spray right here. Spray right here. You're like really close. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Yep, you're good, I guess. Oh, now I'm really swooping. Oh, my gosh. I love you. Oh, man. I love my kids, man. My kids are amazing. My kids. She got me in the eyeballs, man. It's like, I'm like, oh, man, oh. Good morning, everybody. Thursday morning. Oh, man, all right, let's get back to this. This is good. This guy, I mean, you know, you're like, and by the way, have you guys seen videos where they're doing this kind of thing, but they're up on top of mountains? What is it, man, the Red Bull Run or whatever? They're up on top of a mountain, and it's like super, super narrow, and they're riding on it, and they're doing crazy jumps, and it's really fast, and it's, you know, there's no railings. And I'm thinking, these people have a death wish. These people just want to die. They're like, we're going to record it, everybody. We're going to record us dying. I said, oh, man. All right. Let's see. So, okay. Dude, he's riding, he's going down, no problem. He's scooching by people. They're like, oh, it's just another guy riding his bike. And then you're like, ah! Oh. Oh. Oh, dude. Yeah, look at the girl. She's like, oh, I'm out. You know, it's why you don't sit on steps, guys. I mean, doesn't that make sense? You don't sit on steps because you just never know when a crazy guy TikTok and a bike ride is going to go down the steps. You could end up like Home Slice here in the middle, and it's not going to be good for him. It's going to go very badly. All right. In the comments, yes, Rex, one curl in the front, bro. It is. My Superman curl. I need a haircut. Maybe I could have the staff come down and cut my hair live on the show. Nobody would know. I'd be like, hey, just trim it up, guys. Just trim it up. Yeah. Oh, my gosh, man. Yeah. Ailey says, this is Jeremiah's wife. We would have watched this morning, but we're usually sleeping at 4:30. Oh, yeah. Normally, always, man. Let's see. Brian says in the comments, I said on Facebook last night, the election is far from over. It's true. And here's the thing. We actually need to get to the place where we aren't saying that. We are convinced of this. You have to be resolved. In fact, we're going to talk about that in how to deal with color revolutions and how to deal with them, because a lot of people don't know what kind of attack they're actually under. Most people don't know that they've been under PSYOP level crap for a long time. They just don't know. So they feel overwhelmed, and they are, but it's actually by design. They don't think about that too often. Yeah, Dylan, rallies for what? Rallies for Trump, for the president. And we're going to talk about that, buddy. We're going to talk about that and the big steal. And look, people can say again, oh, you're just saying that to make it up. And I'm like, dude, I've been talking about it for months now. I've been talking about it as far back, maybe a little bit after the conversation that I had with David Smalley on Dogma Debate, which was during the Democratic primaries, by the way. And yes, Bethany says, to protect our freedom. Yeah. Yeah. And see, here's the other thing you've got to know, guys, and you're just going to have to know this from the get-go. When you talk about what we're doing and what we will do to secure a true and authentic election, to preserve this democracy, you're going to have people who are going to make fun of you. You are going to have people who say, oh, you're crazy, or, oh, there's nothing going on that's wrong. These are the same people, by the way, who didn't look at WikiLeaks. These are the same people, by the way, who thought that Russiagate was real, and that Mueller was awesome, and that Ukraine was real, and that Stormy Daniels was going to take down the president, and all of these other things. Every single thing that came their way, they believed. Every single time. Go back on their timelines and find out. Over and over and over again. Not only that, but a lot of the people that are going to bash you and make fun of you for what we are going to do, these are the same people who have these dystopian, unrealistic, rabidly absurd, cuckoo bird ideas about reality, about what they want the world to be. They loathe themselves, and they loathe the past. They loathe Donald Trump, and they loathe his supporters. It's just the way it is. And you have to treat it this way. You can't play footsies anymore. You shouldn't have been playing footsies at all. Never. No footsies. No patty cake. No more. Yeah. Because we're going to do things that are, to be honest, we're radical. You've made us radical, guys. You've made us radical. And if you want to talk about, well, I can't believe you're going out and you're rallying and you're talking about a steal. And I'm like, oh yeah, stopthesteal.com. You need to go check it out. It's a great .com. Been talking about it for a while. Do we need to, and it's crazy because the people who will come after, even, let's say you have 500 Trump supporters. Let's say you even have 100 Trump supporters who show up and are protesting protesting what's going on right now and the kind of thievery and the kind of fraudster crap and the schemester plans that we can see right in our face. It's not even hidden. It's repugnant. It's so obvious. When they come out and they come against us, again, go through their timeline and see how often they defended people who go out and punch individuals they disagree with, or break windows and make excuses for looting, and call people mostly peaceful protesters, which, by the way, again, the idea of labeling entire swaths of people, wildfire is behind you, a city on fire, and you get up on the camera and you say peaceful protest, you are definitely neck deep in color revolution psyop crap. That's just true. It is true. And a lot of people say, that's crazy. They don't even know what they're talking about. You ask them, you say, do you know the pillars of PSYOP? Or do you know the pillars of color revolutions? Do you know what they are? Do you know how many we've done? Oh, and let me remind everybody, that's called meddling in elections. That is called meddling in elections. When we do color revolutions and we're like, oh, we don't like how they're meddling in our election. And you go, dude, we do that. We do that. And not just, it's not we, it is the military industrial complex and it is the security state apparatus. It's exactly what you've got. We're in a good place, guys. And you got to smile the whole time. You got to smile. You got to keep on marching on. Happy warrior. People make fun of you. You go, yeah, I got you. Moving on. You got to do it. Just let it roll off. Be like Winnie the Pooh. You got to be like Winnie the Pooh. Right? Being kind of tossed around by the wind and just having fun. Having conversation with Piglet and everything else and say, hey, we're in for a wild ride, guys. It ain't stopping today. It ain't stopping tomorrow. And we're going to make sure that it doesn't stop for quite a while. We are going to keep this bad boy going. And you know what? We're responding in kind to people like Kamala Harris, who say to what's his name? Colbert. Kamala Harris, the protesters, they're not going to stop anytime soon. They're going to keep on going. And they need to keep on going. Oh, and she identified we. And this is going to keep on going. By the way, that was stuff that was burning down cities. That's stuff that's harassing people in their homes. We're not going to do that. We are not going to do that because we're not crazy lunatics. We're patriots. And the game is on like Donkey Kong. And we are not going to win it in our lazy boy. It's the way it works, guys. It's the way it works. Yeah, I don't know about give me more information, by the way, about the Sharpie pen controversy. I've heard about this. I have heard about this. Oh, Kathy in the comments, at work, doing well, can't watch long, work life, rewatch at home later. We love ya. We love ya. Yes. Let's see here. Oh, my gosh. Ailey says, I saw ladies prank their husbands in a text message asking what color they want because they were going to buy that. Okay, the dressy dress night thing. Okay, the nightie. They were going to do that for them. And they would, and they were going to post their response. Oh, my gosh. Dude, thank you, by the way, for all the comments. I'm super grateful for that. Yeah, Brian says, need some super sprucing. Dude, for people who don't know, gotta spruce up. I did a video a long time ago. In fact, you can see it. It's a Paleo Naughty video on my YouTube channel. And I think it's called, oh my gosh, is it Paleocrat Exposed? It's got the best intro of all the Paleo Naughty videos, the most elaborate one. And it's a skit my friend and I made up. And I kept saying that I had to spruce up. And I was, had this major comb over. I've always had a little bit of a comb over. But sitting there and spraying with water every time I get riled up. Gotta spruce up kind of thing. It's just ridiculous fun. But he actually knows it. All right. There's a lot of comments. We'll get to more. Don't worry. All right. Woman buys batteries online, but personal shopper makes awkward mistake with the order. Do you guys know, there's a documentary, and I don't know if it's called, I think it's called like Riding the Lightning, Alkaline Addiction in America. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Riding the Lightning, Alkaline Addiction in America. There's part 1 and 2. The one with the guy with the crazy hair, he's a doctor, I think, a scholar on the topic of alkaline addiction. You guys should watch that. It's a powerful video. It's a powerful one. You can find it, I think, over at Chatter Cheese. ChatterCheeze. Chatter Cheese. Yeah. You can find a whole bunch of cool videos, by the way, over there. They're old, but they're good. They're good. A woman who purchased a packet of AAA batteries online got a shock when her order arrived at her house featuring a rather unusual item swap. What do you guys think it was, by the way? I mean, look, is this the lady? Oh, no! Grace shared a TikTok. Oh, no. She shared a TikTok video. Look at her. She's TikToking it up. She's branding it up, dude. Look at her face. She's like, I got my brand photo. Oh, man. Of course you're TikToking. Everybody's TikToking. Okay. Now, what is... Okay, oh, we can actually watch the TikTok. Okay, this is great. This is a good one. Okay, let's see here.
Is there anyone on here that works for Woolies? Is there anyone here that works for for Woolies? There's like that personal shopper. So I ordered AAA batteries, and they swapped me with a loaf of bread.
A slice of bread?
What the fuck am I going to do with the loaf of bread?
Oh, she said a naughty word. Dude, why'd you have to say that? Why'd you have to say it? Grace? Grace, you were, you know, you were doing a good job. I thought you were a real lady. She said, you know, but then again, if you order some batteries and you end up getting a slice of bread, who even delivers a slice of bread? I'm calling foul, guys. I am calling foul on this. There's no way. You know what I'm saying? There is no way that they showed up and they're like, okay, we got your order. And you're like, what's this? And you're like, you're one slice of bread. No, come on. I think you're tricking us, Grace. I think you're tricking us. You foul-mouthed sailor. You. Oh. When she lives in Australia, they got a lot of problems down there. You know, there's a lot of crazy crap going on down under. They were really involved, by the way, in Russiagate. Remember that? They had the ambassador that, with the fancy hearing, that overheard words that were never said. That were never said. That were proven to have never been said, ever. And that led the entire thing. I think I heard him say that he knows about Russia. Punchable face, by the way. I'm not saying that if you see him, sock him in the face. I am saying, if you do, TikTok it and send it to me. I will share it, and we will, you know. You deep state stooge. Lion sack of junk. I love this show. Study reveals that men are 90% more likely to believe in astrology if you're hot. Oh, man. This is by Courtney Baca. Yeah. A recent study conducted by the Institute for the Advanced Study of Sociology revealed that men are upwards of 90% more likely to believe in astrology if the woman presenting said astrology is, in fact, an absolute effing smoke show. What does that mean? What does that mean? Quote, we expected there to be a correlation, said study coordinator James Phillips. Historically, the opinions of attractive people are held to far less scrutiny than the beliefs held by those whose faces resemble a punchable pile of crap. Dude. Oh, dude. Oh, that's so true. Oh my gosh. I'm seeing stars. Hold on. Whoa. Oh. Oh, I love you, hardtimes.net. Oh my gosh. Oh. This is a real problem, though. And this is like more of a PSA, I think, to everybody. Beware of the hot people, right? That's why I say, don't even trust me. Oh my gosh. That's why I say it. I'm like, look, you can't believe everything I say, because I know that deep down inside, you know, people look and they're like, you know, he's an attractive guy. He's got that Charlie, you know, from the chocolate factory curl in the front. He's got a kind of a swoop over with it looks like another curl or something. He's all over the map. I mean, he's super hot. So we got to believe everything he says. No, don't do that. You know, that's why I put articles up here so that you can see them and believe them. No, it is true. And that's why we got shows like The Voice, for the fugly people and everything. So that way they're behind a screen and we can judge them not based on the hitness of their face, but off of other qualities like their voice or maybe their personality and stuff. It's rarely ever somebody who's bedridden. And I don't know. I mean, it all makes for a good shtick, but the truth is we've seen how this plays out with online dating. You have people in online dating that they're like, oh my gosh, I talk to this guy or this chick every day. And it's amazing, dude. We're like so connected on this intimate level and all of this. And they're like, I just haven't seen a picture of him yet. And then all of a sudden they finally get a picture and Home Slice is bedridden. Oh, and you're like, oh, and they're like, but I thought we had a connection. And you're like, I know, but to some degree or another, looks actually matter. And the thing is, it wouldn't be so bad. And this is something I don't want to go too deep. It's not serious, But, I wanted to, we have to ask what the medium of, like right now, you guys are watching this, right? Or maybe you're listening or whatever. But mediums have an impact. And what I mean by that is if you are getting your information by watching something, there's going to be a bias. And that bias is going to be toward what is flashy or sensational or, attractive. That's just the way it is. And things that are proportionate, right? So you're not going to want, if I was always over at the far end of the screen half off, it would be irritating. You'd be like, why don't you center yourself more? And I'd say, why don't you just focus on what I'm saying? The words are really good. And so there's a lot of things that go into that. Whereas in the days of typography, where that was the primary mechanism, right? Words, writing it down, reading books, and the way that the brain operates when you do that, you could be super dupe hit. You could be the biggest butterface in the universe. It just didn't matter. It was like old days of radio. You had a face made for radio kind of thing. You have a face made for writing. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of the way that is. And so there's truth to this. There's truth to this. And guys, be careful. Be especially the dudes, be really careful. Especially if a girl comes up and she's talking to you about your sign and all that crap and what are you? And is the equinox and all this. And she's pulling that stunt. Just realize a very simple truth. And this will help you. It'll help you no matter what. It'll help you with any kind of lust of the eye. It'll help you big time. Is to realize that there's like 7 billion people on the planet. You don't need, your reality is not wrapped up with this one chick talking to you about voodoo. It's just not. It's not. There's a lot of ladies on the planet. A lot of ladies much better for you than that, believe me. And don't pull this missionary garbage with me. Oh, I think I might date her because I think I can convince her. No, don't do that. Don't do that, man. It's easier than to fall than it is to climb. Don't play that game, brother. Don't play that game. Ugh. I think my daughter's sabotaging me, man. I think my hair is actually, believe it or not, somehow magically worse. I don't know how it happened. How did it happen, guys? Oh. Yeah, all right. What's this one? My wife wants to name our baby after her mother, but I think she'd be bullied. How many people are named, have a name that is, after the mother? If it's a kid, if it's a boy, What would this be, though? Is that a video? No, that is not a video for this. Well, is it? What is this? First date waitress on Backstag? I ain't even going to think, we're not even going to watch that. I don't know what that is. A soon-to-be dad said he's refusing to name his daughter in memory of his wife's mother. His daughter. Okay, oh, really? He's worried it will lead to their child being bullied throughout her life. Bro, you're in hot water. You're in trouble. I don't know, ladies. I can imagine this not going well for this guy. Kind of like that dude that we talked about before that was, changing everything, the TV to Spanish, and making everything too high because his wife wasn't talking to him. She was giving him the silent treatment, and he went way overboard. We're talking major time overboard. And even making it so that the coffee machine wasn't going to work anymore. I said, dude, you are busted for that. That's the worst one. That's the worst one. He explained that he and his wife recently found out they're expecting a little girl. Having never previously discussed baby names, that's already a problem. They agreed each of them had the right to veto suggestions they didn't like, but they discussed possible names. Both parents revealed they would like to name their daughter after their late mothers. Oh, it's an impasse, guys. Why? There's a first and a middle name, right? I don't understand. And you can even have, altogether, you can have two. I mean, our daughter, Teresa Avila Lucille, she's mega dope. She's a star. Yep. The dad said he refused to entertain the idea. Well, what? Just give me the name, man. What is the name? Oh, Karen. Oh, boy. Okay. Yeah. Oh, no. You got to show her some memes and be like, look, this name, some names we might need to retire. Some of them. And I don't want to say, you know, we might have some Karens watching the show. And if you are watching the show and your name is Karen, we love you. We love you. You may want to change your name and just, you may want to do that. I heard it's cheap. You know, add something like Karenette. You know, do something at the end, you know, that Karen something, you know. She got offended because she just wants to honor her mother. Make it the middle name, man. And thinks I have a problem with that. No, just really express it. Make a collage or something of the mom. Make a piñata, right? But one that you're not going to bust up, you know, or paper mache that with pictures of the mom. And just be like a heart, you know, some paper mache heart with the mom all over it and say, look, I've shown you my love for your mother. I wouldn't be doing paper mache if I wasn't showing you that I love. What guy's going to do paper mache just for fun? Like by himself? What are you doing today, Bob? I'm just paper macheing. What? What? You must have marital problems. Yeah, actually. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Mother thing? Yeah, mother-in-law thing. It's the only reason why. She's apparently really insistent on Karen. It's got a picture of it, dude. Look at his face. And look at the wife. Yeah. He's over in the corner like, oh, Lord, no. Why? Why? And the wife is like, does he love me? Does he really love me? I don't know. I keep going back to the marital vows. It was a beautiful day. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Okay. Look at these two together. Okay. They eventually found a name that they both agreed on. Oh, they did? Baby Karen. Oh, what's the name? What is the name? Okay. After asking for advice on Reddit. What? Okay. Who are these people? Why would you do that? It was a normal name. Now it's a joke. People are going to make jokes. I'm not seeing where it says that they found a name, though. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. I told her I'd be fine with whatever first name she picks as long as it doesn't lead to the baby being picked on later in life. Yeah, you can't, you know. Karen, I don't know how long Karen will last. I think we're going to see a real dive in that. You know what I mean? But names are like that. We went through, there's kind of a weird phase that went on. You had a lot of Stephanies and stuff like Jennifers, things like that. Jessica. So you had a lot of those. A lot of Jessica, I think, had to do with, what is that, man? Murder, She Wrote. Everybody's like, hey, I want to name my kid Jessica. Why? And you're like, oh, after Saved by the Bell. No. The lead lady there in Murder, She Wrote. I watch it every night. That's what it is. Oh, man. All right, in the comments, here's a shocker. My niece posted that even with the ups and downs and all the division, she wanted friends and family to know that she thinks less of us for voting for Trump. Ouch. Yeah, you know, but hey, at least she's being honest. You know, I look, people can say that. They can say, look, I think less of you. I wish that you would do better. And I'd say, you know, I kind of wish you didn't vote for somebody that believes in baby murder, but you know, I'll still invite you to Thanksgiving. You know, I wish that you could vote for somebody that didn't think that it was okay to do slicey dicey on little boys' crotches who believe in the video game and the brain concept and think, I might be a girl. Let's hack off my wiener. And say, I wish you weren't into that kind of a thing. But you know what? I'll still send you a card on your birthday. These people should read Jonathan Haidt, The Righteous Mind. Yeah. Let's see here. Bethany, yes, do a daily hair fix, please. Are you saying I need to do a daily hair fix? Like, because what did I say? Remember I showed the troll? I said we needed to find, because there's that Donald Trump troll doll, with the crazy hair. And I made a joke saying that, I don't have the Trump hair necessarily, but I kind of do. Yeah, man, I definitely have. People are, my dad and others, you got to take care of that. I'm like, dude, I do. I take a shower. I wiggle it around. I keep swooping it over and over and over. He's like, but you have a swoop. And I'm like, I know I do. What's the matter with that? What's the matter with that? It's a great hairstyle. I've seen a lot of old men having that. All throughout the years, in fact. I've seen it. I had a hair problem, man, where there was this long hair. It was a couple days ago. This long hair. I mean, it was long. And it was like straight up. Right? It looked like almost one of those acupuncture, those little needle things, man, like sticking up like this. And you could see it with the light in the background. You could see it. Oh, man. Nuno says that's the phenomenon known as Irish hair. I used to suffer from that problem a lot before. I went scorched earth on my scalp. I used to. Core says, is military action needed here? Not yet. Not yet. But part of a color revolution, you have to understand, part of a color revolution is that the idea is to divide one of the pillars of it, one of the 7 pillars put together by the former ambassador to Russia under Obama, by the way, that one of those is to divide the military. And we can see this during the election, and the police. You could see this with police being radically divided, even within precincts themselves. Okay? So you go down and you say, man, the chief is down there doing, in Grand Rapids, he's on his knee doing the I can't breathe chant for almost 8 minutes straight. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Do that for like 8 minutes straight. It was a grotesque offense. It was so offensive. I said, look, the guy obviously has a lot in his heart that he should repent for. Something's wrong with him, or he's so easily manipulated by social movements that I don't know if I can trust that guy to enforce the law. I was in the comments begging him, stand up, sir. What are you doing? Number one, you are right now on duty and you are doing something that is rabidly cultic. If people don't think that that's cultic to do that chant on your knee for 8 minutes, head bowed, eyes closed, you're nuts. You are nuts. You're oblivious. I think it's the last one, man. Oh, we got to do this. Okay, last funny one, then we're moving on. Last funny one, and a couple more of these. Yeah, so in the comments, I found 75 million absentee ballots behind my couch. Turns out I'm your president now. They're going to find him everywhere, guys. They are going to keep finding him, and they're going to keep on going, oh, look, we're going to have to keep going. We're going to have to keep going. And it's only going to be in places where Biden's losing. And you're going to keep seeing more and more and more. Oh, look, we found a big batch. 99% of them go to Joe Biden. Oh, what a funny coincidence. Look at that. I'd have never thunk it. No, I've been actually not just thinking it, I've been predicting it and warning about it for a long time. They ain't going to get us, guys. They ain't going to get it. In the comments, Arizona, black Sharpies didn't register in the machines. It's being reported. Where is it being reported? I've seen videos where people talk about it, but share a link, man. Share a link so we can see that. Now, here's the thing. We actually used black Sharpies. We had, but I don't even think that was the first time that we'd done that. But as we were doing it, I kind of wondered a little bit about it. And I was looking at it like, that's kind of weird, but everybody was having to. So everybody they didn't have a bunch of different, they didn't have ballpoint pens and you know, Sharpies and stuff. So I don't know, like, I just don't know about that. Let's see. In-person voters, because they always know they cheat with fake absentee mail-in voters. Let's see. Okay, well, yeah, all right. They probably handed those black Sharpies out on purpose to shut out the in-person voters because they know they could always cheat with fake absentee mail-in voters. You know, I don't know, guys. I don't want to go down, you know, certain rabbit holes of like, I think this is why, because we have so many solid things that we have already and so many things that we can do. If this is a solidified thing, kind of like the watermark, for example, if there are watermarks on authentic ballots, then we just simply need to do that. It'd be like distinguishing between counterfeit and authentic bills. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. Your laugh warms my heart. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Zach said any kind of marker probably won't be read by the machine. A hand count is going to be needed. But see, the thing is, ours, it said it read. Again, you know, it's one of those things. I don't want to. Oh, man. Yeah, and it is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Yeah. KMO says missionary dating is dumb. Find a Catholic woman to marry. You know, yes. Find a Catholic woman to marry. You know, find a traditional woman, right? And you know, beware of the pagan, because there are traddy types that will here. Hold on, let's get back here. Oh no, we'll do that, then we'll go back. There, you know, there are traddy types that you know, they're against modernism and stuff like that, but they're also into the voodoo paganism stuff. And you know, you're like, I don't know about that, buddy. Don't know about that. Like, there's one, is it Philosophy Cat or Philosopher Cat or whatever? You know, she's got some pretty good stuff every once in a while, but then she starts getting into that voodoo stuff, man. Like, I'm okay with talking about archetypes. I love that. I love reading, you know, Joseph Campbell's ideas about the hero's journey and all of that stuff. But if you make it a religion, you know, if you make it like you need to just be the archetype, and that's what you need to do, and to everybody, that's all it is. And it doesn't go beyond that, right? And it doesn't go to the Trinity. It doesn't go to Christian values. It doesn't go to a Christian worldview, but it goes to this cyclical thing that we just, you know, life just repeats it. You're like, okay, what if I don't? So what? Who cares? I'll see you on the flip side. Yeah, people want to see what people are talking about the Sharpies. Zach, by the way, in the comments, are you on Paleocrat or are you watching on a different site? You know, it'd be cool if a lot of the people watching this would kind of go to the same place, you know. And in fact, I would strongly encourage, if you're on Facebook and you don't comment on YouTube and you don't have an account or whatever, you know, you can go either to, in fact, go to Paleocrat, watch it on Paleocrat. That's my page. Watch it there, because my page is going to be able, you know, I'll be able to boost posts and do other things and be able to advance things that would be better for monetization. It helps the show. If you do it on my own personal wall, that's okay too. I like that. I only really put it there, you know, so that if people have never seen it. But if you're watching on Facebook, go to Paleocrat. That helps me. Okay? That helps me just even to get the word out for like what this is and where, you know, where people can talk. And that way they're able to see the comments, because I see a ton on Facebook, but you guys may not see each other in real time. And it'd be cool to be able to see you guys engage. In fact, I'm seeing more of that on some Facebook channels and also on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, same thing. You know, go to Paleocrat. If you know, all of the views on all of the different channels, because there's a whole bunch, right? Holy Faith Media is awesome, but they're monetized. My channel is not. So my channel, I don't, you know, I have to reach a certain threshold of view time before I can even be monetized at all. And it would be great to be, because then that would help to bring in money, along with the idea of having membership at paleocratdiaries.com. Things like that, donations that you can do either through Paleocrat Diaries or, like the screen says, through Cash App. And that's a free app, and you can send directly, right? And I don't even know, is there an overhead to that? Like, do they? I don't think so. Or if there is, it's super small. But you can send that, at, all you got to do is just punch in money symbol, Paleocrat with a capital P. I don't even know if it is necessary, but I put it with a capital P. And you would send that to me. It's a direct way of doing it. We also have PayPal. And you can send that through Ailey. I can provide a link to that at the website. All right. But make sure, because it's really fun to see you guys talk. And it's really fun to engage with you guys. All right, moving on. Woman shares her home with an 80-kilogram pig and treats him like her child. Okay. Now, this is a real problem. Oh, wait a second. Where's the video for this bugger? Where's the video? Do I have to refresh it? Yeah. Sometimes the video will just go on. Let's see here. Loading. Let's get back up here. I hope it plays. If it doesn't, that's okay. We've actually gone we've gone over quite a while. Let's see here. Video will auto play soon. This is that mirror man again. It's such a sad thing. It's such a sad thing for this lady. Actually, let's see here, man. I think that she's got a video. Simone Partner. Let's see here. Simone Partner. Pig. Let's see. Videos. Okay, so, we don't want to do that. Where's the YouTube, man? Where's the YouTube video? Does she even have it on there? I don't know, man. Maybe it was, I don't know. That's a bummer. Let's see. We're going to go back to mirror. Video loading. Okay. Here we go. Play it. Oh, no. What? I hate you, mirror. I do. I hate mirror, man. I do. It's the worst because they do this embedding junk. Play now. Play it now. Play it now. Play it now. Play the video. I wanted to see the video. What? Oh, man, making me angry. I'm so mad. Oh, got it. Okay, hold on. Hold on. We know what time it is if we see this little guy. We know what time it is if we see this little guy. All right, folks. Hold on. We're going to get back to the main. We are going to get back to the main screen. Okay. Definitely excited about this. Gotta go ahead. Hold on a second. Gotta get to where's the one I want to use? I want to use the one, man, where we're main banner. There we go. All right. Remember, if you love these memes, if you love these stories, send more. I'm always interested in more. I can't get enough, man. We're talking about a whole bunch every single day. Very important news. Okay. I mean, we didn't actually talk today about the animal. We didn't talk about the animal uprising because we didn't get to see the pig video. I think it's the third time, man. I'm about 5 seconds from giving up on Mir. The staff has to call him. They got to call him right now because I'm getting mad. You got to say, look, we're promoting your junk, man. We are promoting it. You need to do better. Stop embedding that crap. Make a YouTube channel. Make a YouTube channel and put your videos there, okay? You're popular enough to do that. You're a big enough website to do that. Stop embedding them because it's garbage, man. It's super dupe garbage. But if you love the videos, if you love the videos and you love the topics we talk about, make sure to send us. Make sure to send us a whole bunch because we definitely enjoy talking about them, and you can do that by sending them to paleocratdiaries@gmail.com. All right, everybody. Man, am I really drinking that much coffee? I had it in this big jug. I'm slowing down, guys. No, I'm not. I might just chug the rest of it. Might just do my backup. Oh, my gosh. I am really, I drank that. Oh. Dude, I'm doing good, guys. I'm pretty pumped up today. Okay. So make sure, raise this jug high. No matter what it is, you got to raise it high to the sky because as we say, today is the day the Lord has made, and we are going to rejoice and be glad in it, right? Because we are determined in our heart to never give up, to keep on smiling, and to memento mori, to remember death always. We are a small show. We are not a massive program, but we're a wolf pack. We are a wolf pack of Sally Sues and Johnny Q's, folks that live on Main Street, the kind of heartbeat of America and the flyover country. We're made up of people that the establishment long ago chalked up as being deplorable, as irredeemable, as not worthy of consideration. And they tossed aside for so long the beliefs and values and traditions that we hold dear. And yet we persisted, didn't we, guys? We persisted, and we're persisting still. In fact, we're not just persisting, we're emboldened. We are emboldened, we are brave, we are informed, and we are leading a charge to victory. It's what we're doing. And that victory is true no matter what and no matter where. You could be, we have housewives. A lot of housewives watch this show. We have individuals who work from home. We have individuals who have to go out, right? And they're working construction. We have people going out who work a job in a cubicle all day long. And they're super dupe sad, really depressed telemarketers who are like, I hate my life. Not anymore. Not anymore. And the reason why is because every weekday from 10 to noon Eastern time, you raise your glass high or your burger high or your taco and quesadilla high. You raise it up to the sky and you howl at the sun, letting the world know that you're alive and you're a member of the wolf pack. So we are going to have this here. I better do it this way. Better do it this way. Almost started that up. Can't do that. Hold on a second. Because I got to be able to see the little guy. I got to be able to see the little dude. So we're going to switch this bad boy over. Okay. So raise it high, guys. We're going to howl at the moon. Here we go. It is Thursday, November 5th. Let's rock this. All right, we're going to dance with our boy. With our little dude and our little girl. Our little girl dancing and rocking it out. Ow! Come on. Let's get ready. High octane, guys. Pedal to the metal. Yeah! We're gonna rock it. Unafraid. The day the Lord has made. Rejoice. Yeah. Yes. Oh. Love this little guy. Love that little man. I do. He's like the coolest guy. He's the coolest guy. So we're going to go ahead and transition over. I'm going to try to do this really well, guys. So we got a bunch of news for you. But I said I was going to talk to you guys about the color revolution, okay? And we've talked about this stuff before. Remember, when we've talked about things like Stop the Steal, when we've talked about things like the deep state and the coup, when we've talked about irregularities to do and why we cannot trust the media, why the media is an arm of the Democratic Party and the establishment. And at this point, maybe in the past, it would be good to make a hard distinction between those two. But with Donald Trump at the head, now there's division. There's a lot of insider people who are sabotaging the daylights. And by the way, I want to throw the head of the GOP, Miss Romney. I want to throw her under that bus. She people came to her with the Stop the Steal movement and said, look, this is what's going on. Here's how this is being used. You could see it from a mile away. You could see it from 100 miles away. But for some reason, she wanted nothing to do with that. And all of a sudden, late at night, on election night, when it was plain as day what's going on, all of a sudden, lawyers for the Trump campaign are like, oh my gosh, we better scramble and try to do something. Other more prescient minds were onto it long before, including moi. And by extension, you. That's why we aren't fooled. That's why we're not being had right now. And that's why we're not playing the game And we're not like those people that are boo-hooing it up and pacing all over the place, losing sleep like crazy because they're afraid and feeling helpless. We are not helpless. We have never been helpless. But maybe for the first time, I think one reason why so many otherwise good-hearted and intelligent people are feeling this way, I think it's because before this, they have felt like they didn't actually need to do very much. And they're realizing now that they have to. They're realizing now, oh my gosh, what? I have to do something more than Facebook? Oh my gosh, I got to do it. And look, it's kind of hard. I don't want to dog people for that because unlike so many on the left, people on the right are actually hard workers. And they go to, they're part of groups. So like groups like, for example, church. But you look at it and you say, look at how the right has been disheartened. Look at how they have been deflated. Look at the kind of mania that's been, the kind of maniacal crap that has been thrust on them now for months and months and months, separating them from the sources of power that they get in their lives. Specifically, church, specifically, work, specifically, friends and family. Social people. You take that stuff away. You take it away and you go, you're basically taking away He-Man's power sword. And that's what they did. They took away He-Man's power sword. And they think, and they want to pretend there's no consequence. Oh no. Not only did they know what the consequence would be, but they relished it. They relished it. And for people who don't see and don't believe that this ties in, that for example, that the way that coronavirus was handled, the way that look at the states that are dealing with the problems that we're seeing right now. Just look at it and you say, oh, these are the people that are playing crazy, maniacal, autocratic crap with regulations and rules and protocols regarding COVID. Oh, look at that. It's the same people. Oh, it's the same places. I got you. I hear you. I hear you, you maniac. You maniac. But over at Revolver, right here, people have to remember, if they say, well, what do you mean there's a voter fraud? Didn't we point out that the places where we were going to see this, the places where we were going to have major time trouble, Detroit with Detroit leaks and Philly, didn't we talk about this? And look at the major hotspots, man. Look at where it is. Mark Hemingway points out, he says, there were 2 indictments for voter fraud in Philly earlier this year involving a Democratic election judge, wow, and a former Democratic congressman. I'd be watching these ballots if I were the GOP. Yes. Yes. In fact, let's see if there's hold on a second. I want to see if there are, okay, so these are the things, this is what I want to show. So here are just some of the videos that are taking place. That this is what patriots are doing right now. This is what patriots are doing right now. In order, and not just patriots, this is what the enemy is doing too. You must know this. You must see this. Here we go. Look at this. Barring people. Making sure that nobody can see. And there's a reason why they do this, by the way. There's a reason why. You'll see it in a moment.
Stop them count! Stop them count! Stop them count! Stop them count! Stop them count!
I hope you're encouraged. I hope you're encouraged, by the way, seeing this. You are not alone. You are not alone. These people need even more. It doesn't matter, though. If you have small numbers of people out there, it doesn't matter. Your presence matters. Your presence actually matters. To be out there, to do what you can, to be another face in that crowd. It matters. And look at these people. They're saying, look, you're just, you guys, you keep on going. Where's the end? Where's the end of this? And they say, oh, and you have to know the response back. You have to know the ready reply and the kind of calm that the opponents say it with when they say, well, when all the votes are counted. And they treat it like that's a solid argument, right? As if this isn't novel, by the way. This is part of their new normal. This is part of their new normal. And they sit there and say, I know it's really novel. I know it's never been seen before. I know that we can't, we haven't just made up the idea, oh, we're going to postpone until this day, and then till this day, and then till this day, and keep finding magical batches of votes that just keep beefing up the guy that they want. And they treat it like that's normal, or that not more than normal, that it's acceptable. And it's not. It's a sucky argument. And like so many of the left's really sucky arguments, they say it with this kind of arrogance that gives them a comfort that they're right. They're convinced of it. Remember, they said that about Russiagate. Just remember that. And be like, I have a hard time taking you seriously, other than the idea that you seriously need some help. You seriously do. I remember all your tweets, bro. I remember all your status updates, lady. You're one of those cuckoo birds. Oh my gosh, Trump is a Nazi. He's caging up the kids and he's trying to kill everybody. Ah! I remember you, you freak. Freakazoid. No! Stop that count! Stop that count! Stop that count! Stop that count! Yes. Tell me if this is true, by the way. August 5th, County Clerk, Registrar of Voters, memorandum. Now, this is what I want to know. This is something that general election ballot tint and watermark assignment. Tell me if this is true. The watermark for the November 3rd, 2020 general election is the CA poppy. The tint for the background and watermark is red. Does Michigan have that too? By the way, does Michigan have that too? How many states do? We've got this bit of news. Michigan County Clerk. Here, let me scroll this down that way. Oh, you can't. I don't know if I like. My son was like, "Oh, you can go ahead and okay, maybe you can get it a little bit over at least." No, that's so terrible. My son was wrong. Hey, I had this little circle down at the bottom, and that way people could read above it. I think it was better. I think it was better than at the top. He's like, "Oh no, people always have it at the top," and I'm like, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Michigan County Clerk discovers total votes counted by election software did not match the printed tabulator tapes. An election clerk, here, let's scroll this one down so you guys can at least read it, okay? An election clerk in Michigan discovered that the total votes counted by election software did not match the printed tabulator tapes. Again, the Michigan software used to count votes is putting out incorrect totals. Stunning. WILX reported. The Antrim County Clerk Office noticed some inaccuracies with posted unofficial results at 4 a.m. on Tuesday. Oh, around the time where Donald Trump was saying, these people are going to find these votes at 4 a.m. Oh, they mocked him for that. Oh, 4 a.m. Kind of weird, man. Kind of weird. Look at this. 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. We're all going to sleep. Oh, and then at 4:30, 4 o'clock, 4:30, surprise! We didn't really go to sleep. We just found a bunch of votes for Biden. Yay! Look at the coinky dink. Believe us. Wink, wink. We're totally telling the truth. Ha! Don't believe them. Do not believe them. They've been working around the clock to identify what caused the inaccuracies. Oh, yeah. I wonder what it was, guys. The total votes that were counted by the election software did not match it. No. Therefore, the printed tabulated tapes from each precinct will be counted manually. The results will be deemed official once the independent board of canvassers verifies them. Breaking. Let's see what this one says. I'm sorry, you can't see the here, let's see if we can just a little bit bigger, maybe. A little bit bigger. A little bit easy. Come Detroit precinct chair says ineligible ballots are being counted. Numerous voting irregularities. This is Dustin Kingen, was the chairman for precinct 219 in Detroit and noticed multiple voting irregularities. And he reported, and he now says he feels helpless, that anyone will care. Do not feel helpless. It's why we have to support them. It's why we have to be there, because these people know what they're talking about. This is what they've done. Chairman of a precinct, he knows what's going on. We were instructed not to accept ballots that were not specifically marked as received, but I saw it happen. I called the hotline they provided to us for problems, and the people there didn't know what to do. Oh, they didn't. They didn't know. They didn't. I'm sorry. It's a violation of the rule. We're the hotline for it. I don't know. Sorry about that. Everything is fine. Everything is legit. Believe the media. Believe Joe Biden. They've never lied to you before. They've never been so obvious with all of their lies. Oh, don't believe what you see. I called the hotline, yep. These people were claiming they never received their live ballots, but they could have just been lying and turned them in later. It's not possible for us to check those things at the polling places. Oh, but believe in the integrity of the election. You know why you need to believe in it? You know why you need to believe in it? Because Twitter, underneath a bunch of posts, coincidentally, under Republican posts, is putting a reminder, hey, everybody, here's our very democratic fact checkers. And here's what they say about it. Trust it. Wow. Trust what we're saying. Oh, no, dude. We don't believe you anymore. We don't believe you anymore. You are not the overlords of truth. You're not even the gatekeepers. We don't trust your gatekeepers. In fact, one of the first shows we did talked about gatekeeping. And what is a gatekeeper? We don't trust them. Yeah. Unbelievable. The absentee process, sometimes referred to as the AV process for absentee voters, had what Kingen described as 2 mere hours of training, mostly online, and a PDF document to read. I do more to learn to be a thurifer in the Latin Mass than that. Although, in fairness, the Latin Mass is more important than even the democratic process. It's true. I'm sorry to tell you. We could be anywhere else and under any other kind of political regime, and as long as I have the Mass, I'll make it through. Quote, I think it's very possible that there are rogue ballots that were in the mail and that there's potential voter fraud in the system, even for the people who are well trained to spot it. The training for the AV process was unclear. Yeah. Let's face it, Trump had to win by hundreds of thousands of votes to beat voter fraud in Michigan alone. We talked about Detroit League. So if somebody says, well, you're talking about fraud in Michigan, you're not trusting the poll workers. No. And if you don't know why, maybe you should go back and watch a bunch of episodes where we played audio of the people training poll workers, that they trained the judges in here, that they trained the watchers, and they're sitting there and they're warning they're giving advice to the laughter of the crowd on how to make sure that these poll watchers, that they can't get close, because of COVID. Yeah, then they won't be able to see. We've got them. There's no such thing as any kind of election meddling. No. Why would you believe that? Probably because we talk about it. And if you're not listening, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. I am a tank. We are a wolf pack, and we are charging full speed ahead. We see it. We call it out. And look, it doesn't matter. We can see each of these individual things. We could do this all day long. How about this one? Reuters. More votes than voters in many Detroit precincts, according to the newspapers. This was December 3rd, 2016. So you sit there and you go, there's precedent for this. More vote. Oh, in 37%. Think about it. So they say, oh, that's not real. And by the way, these are the same people These are the same people that say, oh no, there's no kind of election fraud going on. Oh, it's kind of weird. In Wayne County, Michigan, where Detroit is located, showed such discrepancies, citing records prepared at its request by the county. 37% of precincts, more than 1 out of 3. More than 1 out of 3. Voting irregularities in Detroit have prompted the state to audit the election results in the city. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. No, it's not. It's not unbelievable. This is years old. Years old. Here's this video. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, can I get that? Man. Here we go. More for the audio. Here we go.
You were right. You said it. You were correct. It should be one per person. You bring your own ballot to the polling place. To the box, you can bring another one, up to 3, as long as you sign that you're the bearer. But when you're at the polling place, only the person whose ballot it is can turn it in. That's it. No others. So you said you've been doing this with other people too.
I have done it from this morning, and nobody told.
I've done it from this morning. Oh, okay. I've done it from this morning. Oh, I bet you have. I bet there have been a bunch.
Okay.
When I think it was Nick and Annette were here.
Nick and Annette, and what did they say?
Well, that's what they said. If they're doing for somebody else, they have to go to the town. But by then, we'd already taken some.
By then.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
If
Well,
it
at least, I
were-
mean, you're
if it
telling the
was
truth.
6
That's a good
o'clock,
thing, right?
But
But
it's 8. And
no, I understand, but the rules have to be followed, right?
no.
It says right on there that they can bring it in.
Well, I know, it's very.
No,
it
we're in the
was
right
very
because it says on there somebody could bring it in.
Yes,
for
it
somebody
does.
else.
And we were
No,
never,
not to
well,
the
no,
polling
but we
place.
were
They
not-
cannot do that.
Does it say that?
We
Yes,
were-
it does. You
Does it say that? Really? Does it say that? Yes, it does, bro. Yes, it does, champ. Over and over and over. You've got, oh yeah, this guy's doing great stuff, by the way. James O'Keefe. Love you, buddy. This guy's a warrior, man. He's a Hall of Famer. No doubt about it.
County facility in Florida. I'm not here to vote, but I just wanted to know if how it's going with the fraud, the ballots.
Oh, I have no answer to that, so let me get somebody who can answer that
Thank
question.
you.
Who are you?
I'm James O'Keefe with Project Veritas.
Oh, how are you?
Nice to see you.
Good. Yeah.
I
There you
don't know
go.
how this
You're right.
May I come in?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.
Have you heard of us?
Yes, I know who you are.
Are you a fan?
I'm a supervisor of
You
elections.
can't say so.
I'm completely neutral.
We're just checking out to see if there's any fraud in the elections.
We've detected a bunch of voter registration fraud. We turned it into the authorities and haven't done squandolo.
Yeah. Look at that. So you've detected a whole bunch of fraud. That's great. You've turned it over to authorities. And what did they do? Squandolo. Nothing. Nothing. And you say, why? Because we are under a color revolution. That is why. If people don't get it, we're going to talk about it. I'm saving the best for last, guys, because you have to know. These are just isolated instances. You're looking at a series of trees, and what I'm telling you is that it's a forest. Don't get caught up with one thing. At the end of this, I want you to focus on the forest. And I'm telling you, there is a path. There is a path to get through. There is a way, in fact, not that it's not even that it's a path we can, it's a path we must. And I'm sorry to put it this way. I normally don't do things that are so activist oriented, but I've recognized for a while in saying, okay, we are at this place. It is not by my design. I wish it was not so. How often have I said that? I wish it was not so. I wish we weren't where we are right now. It drives me insane. It breaks my heart. But the truth is, there is proverbial wisdom to the idea that you dance with who you brought and that you play the cards you're dealt. And there's a balance of those two truths. Because on the one hand, some of these factors are things well beyond our control. Some of them are well beyond anything that we could have managed or prevented. And we cannot be blamed for this. But we must also dance with who we brought. And so the first part of that, the stuff outside of our control, those are the cards that we've been dealt. Dancing with who you brought. Some of this, and I hate to say this, a lot of, not, I do hate to say this. It's a terrible thing to say. But much of what we're experiencing right now is the consequence of our nation's depravity. The mass apostasy. I've said that we were in a cold civil war. I said a while back that I don't even believe it's cold anymore. I believe it's hot. I've said that people don't understand how that works, that they don't understand how civilizations and civilizational models come and go. They don't understand that the volatility of the intersection of the ascendant civilizational model and the kind of techniques that those models will use in order to ascend and to overtake. And that we can't treat the world like we are living, in the day of, 1990s. We can't pretend that we are living in a time that doesn't have these factors and considerations at play. To do so is being nostalgic. To do so is to be naive. And we may be nostalgic in some ways, but not to our detriment. And we sure as heck are not naive. Here's John Doyle. Fraud in Detroit. Proof of mail-in ballots being used for people born in 1900. This was sent by an Observer. We're mobilizing tomorrow morning in Michigan. Stand by for details. Sounds great. Oh, bam! Account suspended. Account suspended. That's kind of like the dude, there was a guy, man, I wish I remembered his name offhand. There was a guy who was recording the shut down DC crowd. Remember, we talked about that. We talked about Millie Weaver. We talked about sunriseexposed.com. We talked about the Zoom calls where people were talking about shutting down government buildings, taking them over with guns, and that these people, and by the way, they're terrorists. That's straight up terror. These people are terrorists. And you go, okay, they're terrorists. They want to call themselves revolutionaries. Gotcha. Hear ya. You're a terrorist. You talk that way about our government. You're a terrorist, dude. Out. You're done. You are done. But that's what they did. And they're floating around in the streets right now because their promise was for November 4th, November 5th, November 6th, November 7th. They, like I was, were thinking not about election, not biting nails over the polls, not sitting there saying, oh my gosh, is Fox News still on our side? Instead, to sit there and say, what's going on tomorrow? Get ready. In fact, I think the last post I did of the night said, the White House is prepared. Are you? Are you? Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted, guys. Yeah. Arizona. Now, I don't know how old, what day this was. And it's only a minute. We'll watch this, and then I'm going to go through the whole thing about what is a color revolution, because we're going to go over probably about 15 minutes today. You know what? No. I'll share. We'll have to just share this. It's Arizona Vote. I don't know. I don't want to play that game. I don't want to play that game. So here. Let's see. So here are some problems. By the way, the polling. The polling. Again, don't believe them. They should never have a job again. Yeah, Nate Silver. Dude, you're fired. Your modeling sucks, dude. It sucks. Before we move on to that, though, I should read some comments. I love you guys. Trump told all his supporters to vote in person. Yeah, okay, we read that one. We read that one. One of the commenters says, my son has 2 middle names. Yes, dude. Yes. It's like my daughter, T-Bar. Yeah. Let's see. Samantha Reeser, he's making the right call there. Yeah, I'm assuming it has to do with the name of the baby. Yeah, stop being a Karen. Gotcha. Yes. Yeah, it has gotten to the point, Mark Nelson says, I call our Catholic Karens Kathy. Yeah, you got to stop. Yeah, it's just got to stop. It's got to stop, man. Let's see. Bethany writes, there were a lot of people that were close with while I was pregnant with our middle daughter. First, my grandpa died, so Hayden became her, or his name. Then we found out she was a girl. Cool. Then my grandma died. So Jeanette, is that how you, Jeanette, became her middle name. Then I had a very special 10-year-old dancer that was killed in an ATV accident. Oh, man. A middle name was added. Alexis. Then my other grandma died 2 days before. Man, what the heck, Bethany? Wow. We did not add Norma or Lola into her name. I love my grandma, but we couldn't go there. I don't know. Norma, that's like Norma Jean. You know what I'm saying? Norma Jean, it's a great band, right? I like Norma. I like Norma Jean, actually. Yeah, a lot. Let's see. CF says, it's all about the Shada. How would you do that? Let's see. Shaba Dabad Kathkari. What is that? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? Yeah, okay. Samantha says, we only had pens where you voted. Yeah, we only had felt. We only had markers. That's what I'm saying. It just seems like there's like an inconsistency. And I don't want to, as I said, I'm not going to go and talk about things that we can't demonstrate or that we, I'm nervous to do that. I don't want to, I don't want to end up saying stuff that's like, oh my gosh, you can't verify any of that. You can't prove this. And it's just speculation. It's like I turned off, for example, on election night, I did not want to watch certain shows, right? Certain on YouTube. I didn't watch Fox News, didn't watch CNN or any of that crap. I cut that cable a long time ago. Cut that cord. No interest, zero interest in that. But I thought, maybe I'll watch War Room with Steve Bannon. Because he had a lot of people, from Breitbart and from, Gateway Pundit, stuff like that. He had people on, and he had a good pollster. I liked the pollster that he brought on. The guy's a real genius. But the thing is that he was bringing individuals on, and they were talking about, he would ask them and say, well, you've traveled all over the place. What are your feelings about what's going on? And how, what's the perception you got in your travels across the state? And as soon as I heard that, I'm like, bye, because that's so anecdotal. It is a waste of time. And not only a waste of time, but terribly misleading, because the answer to that will inevitably be, well, I've been living in a bubble as an activist dedicated to one specific cause for months of my life. And everywhere I travel, it's specifically related to that one particular cause. And everything I do and think has to do with that. And I'm seeing a lot of excitement. Well, guess what? Biden's team could say the same thing. Well, maybe not a bunch of excitement. Walking down those steps with the one person, yay! Woo! Nobody was pumped, man. Give people credit for that. This was an election driven by hatred. Hatred or hope to get out, and there's anything, get us out of here. They tolerated two real weirdos. If the left was honest and the Democrats were honest, and some of them are, they would admit, look, Biden sucks. He's a terrible person. Kamala Harris totally sucks. None of us liked her in the primary. She's a joke. We saw her as terribly inauthentic and opportunistic. But, we really hate Trump and we think XYZ about him, and we're desperate to get out of the nightmare that's been spinning in our minds now for 4 years. And so that's why they did it. But you look at it, you say Biden was up 47% to 42 in Florida. He was up 6 points, according to the polls. He was up 6 points in North Carolina, 12 points in Michigan, 8 points in Wisconsin. Days ago, the president supposedly was underwater in Ohio by 4 points. Did people change their mind? No. And so you got to say, why is it? Why is it that these polls are so wickedly bad and that they beat us over the head with them constantly? And by the way, how many times did people on the left, when they go and look at these polls, they're like, oh, dude, this is money down. This is money down. Yeah, man, this is really good. These guys are right. They've been played, not us. not us, because we don't play that game. Again, anyone watching the show, it wasn't even about election day. You had to go out and do it. You had to go out and do it. But it was more about what is going on tonight, what is going on tomorrow, what's going to go on between now and the inauguration. So, okay. And we're not even going to talk about Fox News. We're not going to talk about any of that crap. You know, I will say this in videos, and we're seeing more and more and more. In Philly, you have ballot stuffing. We showed that one yesterday. Scranton, mysterious man taking away the ballot boxes. There's a video actually that I had. I'm trying to remember where that bugger is, man. Where did that thing go? Because basically what it was there's this guy. There's a dude. Oh, is it this one? No. Man, that's bumming me out. That is bumming me out, man. Because I had a video. And what it was a guy. It was two dudes. And they're sitting there, and they've got bags and bags and bags of votes. And somebody comes walking up to them, and they're talking to them with the camera in their face. Those dudes don't want to be seen. They're not answering questions. They're super duper quiet. And, oh, you guys, are these ballots? Yeah. Oh, that's kind of neat. Where did these things come from? Just bags and bags of them. No big deal. Don't worry about it. We can keep stretching it out. No problemo. Money Down says those votes will go to, I don't know, somewhere in the ballpark of 100% for Joe Biden. Because that's, statistically impossible. Statistically ridiculous. Oh, but don't see, again, magic wand. Close your eyes, kids. Don't look at the nightmare. So, all right. But here's why I say color revolution. This is the last topic. And I'm actually going to show you my notes. I'm going to show you the notes that I had from last night. Darren Beattie. Remember him? We talked about, in fact, I think we even showed the video, a clip of him on Tucker Carlson talking about color revolutions. Same people that were involved in color revolutions in the past. Same people. The national security apparatus. Oh, yeah. The deep state apparatus. Oh, yeah. Same group of people, son. Type of coup. It's a regime change model. It's a model that's actually favored by the national security apparatus. You can consider, for example, and you can go online. There's Wikipedia has actually got a great page listing the different color revolutions that have happened and the different shades because not all color revolutions are the same. But you got Yugoslavia's bulldozer revolution, Georgia's rose revolution, Ukraine's orange revolution, among others. Now here, this is Wikipedia, by the way, that says this part. And I want you to think about this. And I want you to think where you've heard some of this before or where you see this. Because what this is, we do this kind of thing to foreign countries. We go over and we say, we don't like this semi-autocratic person, right? We don't like it. And so how do you take those people out? There's only a couple ways to do it. One way, of course, is to go in and use military action, boots on the ground. That's the most extreme measure of this, okay? Because boots on the ground also, of course, involves planes in the sky and missiles blowing up and that kind of a thing. That right there is the most extreme measure you can take. There is a number of options that you can do leading up to this, right? Incrementally and say, how would this work? How would this work in this country? And I know a lot of people that said martial law, martial law, martial law. You don't need that. In fact, that would be counterproductive. The American people wouldn't deal with that. So what is the weakness? What is it that would convince American people? What convinces foreign countries? Mostly used nonviolent resistance. Mostly used nonviolent resistance. Like, I don't know, mostly peaceful protests. Like the fact that the very brand of this has been resistance. The very branding of it. The resistance. They branded this for a long time. This has been, look, this is a long con. It's a long game. There are people who've been able to do this And they had to do this in foreign countries for a long time. And they believe that, if they really do believe that Donald Trump is a fascist or that Donald Trump is Hitler, what are you willing to do? You heard that in the Zoom calls. What are you willing to do? And these nonviolent resistance is aimed to protest against governments seen as corrupt and or authoritarian. So corruption, authoritarian, we're hitting on a number of things. I hope that you guys see this. And to advocate for democracy. Oh, no. Matt Singleton, dude, you're done, buddy. You're done. I'm out. I'm mad at you, Matt. I should have turned that bugger off. I don't know why that phone was on. I got to go ahead and turn this thing off, man. I should have turned my phone off. But you ain't watching the show, buddy. Buddy Slice, don't call me, man. If you ain't watching the show. All my friends, man, they're always hitting me up. He's probably wondering what's going on, man. How you feeling about this? Do you think it's in the bag? Watch the show. To advocate for democracy. Democracy. Our democracy is under attack. Think of that narrative. Think of that frame. Think of how many times you've heard that phrase over and over and over from the mostly peaceful protesters who are the dimension of resistance to people and an administration that they believe is corrupt and authoritarian. And that they have built up a strong pressure for change. Generally, they become associated with a specific color or a flower as their symbol. Ain't that sweet, Antifa? Ain't that sweet, Black Lives Matter? We were inundated with this. We were inundated with this. Everywhere you went, remember lockdown, guys? When we were in lockdown, you could not escape it. Every major platform, everywhere you went, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, over again. And you could not say, we did, red and yellow, black and white. They are precious in his sight. You were a supremacist. You were a supremacist. And why? How is that even supreme? That makes no sense. That's the whole point. It makes no sense. You have to disorient the people that you go into. And remember, as they're describing this, these are color revolutions done against foreign countries where we don't have control over the levers of power, where we have to pay individuals like with ShadowNet, for example, the influence operations that happen with ShadowNet, that's what this is. That's how they do it. And if people say, oh, that sounds outrageous, you go, oh, does it really? Let's keep reading. Nota bene on Medium. Here's an excellent article. Ended up getting banned, of course, from Twitter, talking about this, or part of it. The term may have its origins in the work of Gene Sharp, who wrote some guidebooks on how to organize popular revolts using Madison Avenue-styled marketing techniques. Dude, Bernays 101. Bernays 101, propaganda. Edward Bernays, you've got to read this, guys. We've talked about this. We've talked about Bernays. We've talked about PR, the origin of this. How does this work? What can you manipulate? Go back and find out the success, the wild success that he had with women smoking. He recommended to the sponsors that rather than confusing or boring participants with too much political theory, that they should motivate their budding revolutionaries with pop culture. Think about this. Again, this is plain as day, folks. Using catchy, content-free slogans, logos, and team colors. But they're expensive. In fact, the one in Ukraine costs $5 billion. And they're typically orchestrated by public-private partnership comprised of government agencies like the State Department or CIA, right? Combined with private funding. And we go back to 2016. Remember, we've talked about this. We showed the articles about this, about Soros and high profilers coming together to talk about the long game on how this guy can be toppled. We've talked over and over and over again, all through Russiagate, all through Ukrainegate, all through this, every single scandal that was drummed up by the left in their wildest fantasies and imaginations. That they all banked on the idea that it would take it down. In each and every one of these instances, we are assured of people high up in the administration or in the national security community. We're assured of it. We're assured of it. And we know for a fact that for many years now, multiple years, we have had the resistance that's been organizing, specifically in Washington, D.C., where people who are part of the managerial bureaucratic state, that these people at all different levels have worked together to talk about ways to even just put stuff to a grind, right? To put stuff to a grind. They say, well, you don't like what Trump's doing? Here's how you can do it. We have a lot of power. It's amazing because none of them are elected. None of them are elected. But they say they disagree with you. They disagree with you, so they're able to do a host of things. And look, we showed video of the Zoom chats with people who are involved in Department of Homeland Security. And not just that, but you want to say private money. Dude, Black Lives Matter and Antifa, gobs and gobs and gobs of private money. Gobs of private money. We're talking to the tune, what would it even be at this point? How many hundreds of millions of dollars? Uncanny. And that's not even including the free advertisement that was shoved in our eyes like Clockwork Orange. Open them up. You got to see. Is you're just shoved it in your face. And everybody just thought, oh, it's just another one of those things. No, it's not. If the targeted populations cannot be organized effectively to overthrow the leaders, there's always the fallback option of arming mercenary groups to seize power by violence. Yeah. And you go, oh, so that's kind of interesting. You sit there and you say, look at the kind of violence that's being done. And it's not just being done, but it's being excused. Because the most reliable method, and this is amazing, the most reliable method seems to be a combination of nonviolent and violent action. Seen it before, guys? Seen it before? Every single time we talk about Antifa, every single time we talk about violent action, every single time we talk about people being harassed, being bludgeoned, being executed, popped in the street, people sit there and go, you know what, you're distracting. It's mostly peaceful. Yeah, sure, people are being executed in the street. Sure, people's rights are being taken away left and right. Speak of Kyle, for example, that poor guy. Support that poor guy, by the way. Patriotic dude. And not guilty. Not guilty. But you know what? Look, doesn't matter anymore. Doesn't matter anymore. Look at the way that people can commit violent acts and just be released left and right, day after day after day. We can see day after day after day violence being done against people in the police department, violence being done toward federal workers, violence being done toward people who have the audacity to publicly support the president of the United States. But it's mixed up in such a way that the left can easily say, oh, yeah, but it's mostly peaceful. And then they'll put out these graphs and say, oh, these graphs show that, and these, by the way, are the same people that do polls. And you go, oh, so there's only like 500 something of these violent ones. Oh, only. I got ya. I hear ya. Sounds like a cause I'd really not want to be part of. And worse yet, remember, Ukraine's second color revolution in 2014 was dubbed Revolution of Dignity by its neocon sponsors. Now here's the 7 pillars. Think of it, and again, just go back in your mind and see how frequently these symbols, these colors, these messages, the conflict has been shoved down our throat. And we've been put in a place. And I don't even want to say that COVID, I'm not going to say COVID was made up so that we could all be forced to watch this. What I'm saying is, It's kind of one of those things that people say where they go, crisis, you don't let a good crisis go to waste. And you can see the benefits of making sure that people, I don't believe that this is like an altruistic thing and people are just following the science. This is obvious on its face. We've talked about it too much to waste time right now. We're running over time. You want to know about that? Go back. Go back. I've made a lot of shows, kicked a lot of butt, taken a lot of names. You guys watch. I give you guys everything I got, man. I give everything I got every day for you guys. I mean it. Sometimes sleepless. And I wake up and it's hard. And I sit there and say, the amount of study that I do, the amount of research that I do, the amount of articles that I read, the amount of debates that I end up getting into, which are good because you want to get balanced out. You want someone to tell you, hey, man, I think you're wrong about this. You want that, in fact. Former ambassador to Russia under the Obama administration, Michael McFaul, came up with the 7 pillars of the color revolution. This is a list of 7 steps that are needed to incite this type of revolution. And there's one that people can say, well, wait a second. Isn't it Trump that's talking about the idea of voter fraud? And so they can go to number 4 and say number 4 doesn't work. And I'll tell you why it does. Number 1, semi-autocratic regime, not fully autocratic. It provides opportunities to call the incumbent leader a fascist. Okay. Number 1, check. Appearance of unpopular president or incumbent leader. Check. Polls. The appearance. Over and over and over. The appearance. 98% negative against Donald Trump for years. The appearance. What you see, the movie that you watch on that screen, that movie, the appearance of unpopular president or incumbent leader. Number 3, a united and organized opposition, without a doubt, highly organized. That's what those Zoom calls that we showed you, those Zoom calls prove this without any doubt. You can't believe anymore that it's not united and organized and that it's national and even international with training that they've received. And you can see them right now walking around on the street. Terrified, by the way. Try to approach them. Try to approach them to talk about being busted on a Zoom call. We showed the video of it. She wants nothing to do with it. They want nothing to do with being caught. They're like, because they're on a mission, just like we are. Number 4, effective system to convince the public well before the election of voter fraud. Now, the reason why this doesn't necessarily need to play out the exact same way is because this is in our country. This isn't something where we're trying to undermine, and I would say even that undermining it happens in certain ways. You don't have to just have voter fraud. If you are manipulating a situation, sometimes it's simply making the factors in such a way. Take, for example, Pennsylvania. A court says you don't even need to have matching signatures. You don't have to have that. You don't even have to have a date on there for when it was sent. Don't have to have it. Now, that right there, just by itself, I mean, if you were running for something really important in your own life and that happened, you'd be like, look, I can't prove that might be legit, but there's no way to verify if it is legit. It makes the verification process impossible. And that's all you need. And you know what? Those are the things, by the way, that were advanced by the deep state coup masters. That's what this is. So you're going to have the reaction that says, look, we can't believe it. And which plays, again, this is an arms race at this point. And you end up having the Biden camp, which did 2 things. These are predictable. Number 1, the red mirage that says, oh, on election night, yeah, it looked like he was doing good. And this was reinforced, by the way, by the neocons. Cut the cord for Fox. Get him out. They're done, dude. Wipe him clean. You don't need to watch Fox to see Tucker. You don't need to do that. He's online. You can go somewhere else. Stop giving your money to Fox. Stop helping Fox. Shut them down. Make them feel it. A red mirage. Number 2, Biden declares victory, calls for uniting around him. Again, it fuels the idea of we can't trust this, which is all that's necessary. All that's necessary for this right here, for number 4, is that the conditions are set that there are people who, on both sides, number one, will say, oh no, it's perfectly fine. And on the other side, we're going to hell in a handbasket. This is absolute destruction. All you need. All you need. And the conditions are right for it. In fact, they're perfect for it. Number 5, compliant media to push voter fraud narrative. Or, in our case, in the United States, to sit there and say, you know, that we don't need, if you take that and say, we don't need any help from anything, there's no problem. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine because they hold the levers of power. And this is important for in the remedy that we're going to talk about. It's important because governorships, look at the states that we're dealing with. The governorships of these states are important insofar as the levers of power are concerned when it comes to elections like this. Number 6, political opposition organization able to mobilize thousands to millions in the streets. We've already seen that. We've been seeing that on full display now for a while. The brown shirts of the Democratic Party, they go by the name BLM and Sunrise Movement and Antifa. That's what you're dealing with. And a whole bunch of these other names are all part of that umbrella. Number 7, division among military and police. I mentioned this earlier in the show, talking about how this has played itself out already, specifically with Black Lives Matter. I believe that we are under a black color revolution. I believe it's the Black Revolution. I believe that's what this is. And that they're making it black and white. That these symbols and these ideas, these mental frameworks, create a grid by which so many people analyze the world without even thinking of how they're affected by that. And instead of color revolution, you know what they call them now? Democratic breakthroughs. Democratic breakthroughs. Everything, man, has been framed in the terms of democracy. Everything. We aren't even a democracy, by the way. You know, and people, they say, oh, you're straining over gnats, right? You're splitting hairs. There's a huge honking difference between a constitutional representative republic and a democracy. And people want to play, the people who say it doesn't matter are the same people playing Mr. Potato Head with words. That's what they do. They're like, it's just silly putty. That's all it is. Just what it is. It doesn't have any effect on anything. Words we use don't have an effect. And yet they want to ban words all the time. Same people using the same playbook. By the way, learn more about Norm Eisen. Learn more about Norm Eisen. Former Obama ethics czar, key architect behind efforts to censor, impeach, and sue Trump. He was part of special counsel. And he's the nexus between lawfare and peaceful protests. This has been going on for a long time, guys. He wrote a book called The Playbook. Let's see if we can look it up real quick. The Playbook. Norm Eisen. Let's see here. The Playbook. The Playbook. Where's the one where Norm Eisen, man? Where does this thing go? The Playbook, Brookings Institute. The Democracy Playbook. Look at that. Preventing and reversing democratic backsliding. Oh, real fancy. Real fancy. Oh, yeah, there's Norman Eisen. I got you. I seen that cat. I seen that cat before. Plenty of times. Oh, you can download it. You can download and read the Democracy Playbook. It's right there. You guys got to go. Brookings.edu. Again, we're not playing around with obscure sites. We're not playing around with obscure sites. Now, here's the thing. There's an article called The Steel is On, What Republicans Must Do Next in Order to Guarantee Victory. And this is where we're going to end. We're going to end on this. Because you need to know. It's one thing to know what the enemy is doing. It's one thing to know what you are now subject to. You have found yourself under conditions that you did not plan, you may not have wanted. You may have a hard time understanding, and it's going to be very easy to just simply get tired. That's why I've been saying you need to be part of a group. How long have I been saying that? That groups are necessary. You must be part of it. It's why I've been saying you need to go to church. It's why I've been saying these lockdowns, the church has to fight back. If you don't have that around you, then you are like, you're a lone wolf at that point. We are not lone wolves here. We are a wolf pack at this show. We strengthen and lift up one another. In fact, pray for each other. Pray for the wolf pack. I mean it. Just lift up. Just say, God, be with the wolf pack today. Be with Paleocrat Diaries today. Help the Bannister family to push on, to keep fighting. You need to challenge every single ballot. Every single one. And it's going to have to go to the SCOTUS. It's going to have to. We are in a state of lawfare and activism. Remember, it's a mix of these things. It's a mix of media, it's a mix of lawfare, and it's a mix of activism, public activism, people on the streets. And we need to understand that that's exactly what's going on here. And we need to be able, and remember, it was like a foregone conclusion. The way that they primed everybody. How far out were they saying that Donald Trump is going to lose the mail-in? How long were they saying that? Over and over and over. It wasn't even anything other than a foregone conclusion. It's just the way it was. It's just a fact. And anyone who denied it was a conspiracy theorist. Prime. 2. What type of ballots are allowed to be counted? In Pennsylvania, of course, the state's liberal Supreme Court said ballots cannot be tossed out for having signatures that don't match. Ballots count even if they arrive after Election Day with no postmark. So we need to focus in on stuff like that and say, look, we need to make the case. Number 3, hold rallies in contested states. Republicans cannot afford to sit on the sidelines. If they want the president to remain in office, they must rally in the streets as well and vocally reject this coup attempt for what it is. Don't talk about it in a way. Look, when the other side, when they talk about what is going on, they don't talk about it as a possibility. We can't either. It's not just simply, no, it might be, well, did you think maybe? No. You need to be informed. You need to be brave. You need to be bold. You need to go out and say, oh no, this right here, big honkin' steal. This right here, totally a color revolution, and this is why. Go down the line, and if they can't list off why, if they can't react to it, don't even play it. Say, look, do you know anything about the color revolution? Oh no. Well, number 1, I don't really know if I need to waste my time with you. Number 2, I think you should watch this video. Maybe educate yourself. The guy's name is Paleocrat. President Trump should immediately announce daily rallies in contested, corrupt jurisdictions. He needs to. Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, even Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina. And he needs to go into the belly of the beast. He needs to go and have those people rally as big and as bad as you possibly can. He needs to keep doing it. In fact, I said last night, he needs to keep moving on as though the election is continuing because, in fact, yes, the election is continuing, period. This is not how it ends. Not without a fight, because and look, these people have played this game. The game is so blatantly obvious, and I'm so relieved and so excited to see people that say, no. This is on like Donkey Kong. You're out. This is great. Number 4, GOP legislatures in swing states must move to seat Trump electors. Think about this. I mentioned this earlier. Dems are succeeding because they control government in every deep blue city. They also control governorships in most of the contested states. That is significant for state bureaucracies. We know this in Michigan because the Empress has delegated. We have Health and Human Services making up all these crazy rules. and everything else in the executive branch and the bureaucracy. Again, the bureaucracy, the managerial class, the very people we've been talking about that are necessary to the stuff that's going on. But the GOP controls the legislature in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina. They must get a correct slate of electors. People can say, well, that's not right. Oh, yes, it is. Not only is the Constitution explicit about this, but the precedent is there. And let's say, oh, you say it's explicit. All right, quote, this is from, and they're going to love this. They're going to love this. This is going to make, all this is going to make people mad, by the way. You have to know it's coming. You are literally going to drive people nuts with this. But you got to do it. You have to be just pounding away. You have to call your legislators. You have to do it. Because here's what SCOTUS says, quote, the state legislature's power to select the manner for appointing electors is plenary, if it so chooses to even select the electors itself. There is no doubt of the right of the legislature to resume the power at any time, for it can neither be taken away nor abdicated. They got to do it. Look, we got to be on their heels. We got to be on their heels, because otherwise they're going to be as pathetic as they've been the entire time with coronavirus. They're pansies. Wussy men. Wussy women. Throw them too. 5. Persuasion campaign and info war to flip grassroots public opinion in Trump's favor. Share this video, by the way. Share this video. Make clips. Make memes. Do whatever you must do. Share them. Share them. Share them. Share them. You have to understand that the info war they have right now, they're winning the info war because they have the levers of power. Because they're not under the people who advance the other side, the coosters, right? The coup masters, the coup goblins, the people who promote that, they're not under any kind of fear that their stuff is going to get dropped. Dude, my show could get pulled tomorrow. If it is, there's other places. Go find it. PaleocratDiaries.com. This show could get pulled. It's going to have a little graphic underneath that says that warning about elections. And if they pay close attention, maybe warning about a lot of other things. Because we're talking serious business, by the way. You must convince people it was stolen. Because it was. And you have to have a mix. You have to have a mix of termite tactics. This idea that says chipping away at the assurance or the belief and the certainty that it's perfectly fine. And that's an uphill battle because you're dealing with people. You are dealing with people who are they'll believe it all. Not only will they believe it all, they don't really think too much for themselves, but they've limited themselves to a pool of information that's part of the coup that sits there and says, this is the way it is, over and over and over. Well, why would so many people say this? If it's not true, it's not very deep, by the way. It's not very deep. But we must battle in the courts, in the streets, the legislature, narrative control. Narrative control. We must tell a better story because this is an info war. Do not concede. Do not concede to their lies. Project your strength. Project your confidence. You are educated, by the way. You are informed. You are powerful. And God is on your side. I've said for a long time, this is war. And it is. You know it is. And you're strong. Because we are not in this alone. Big tech, lastly, big tech must be forced aside by any means necessary. Color revolutions are driven by narrative control. On the article, he talks about Trump on Tucker. That's one thing. But Trump has to speak directly to the American people. And we have to be willing to consider other means of getting together and communicating and other means of organizing. We have to do it. I said on the show last night, I said, the thing about Ruth, I said, we need to learn from Little House on the Prairie that when the farm gets crashed down, something outside of our control, and all of a sudden we don't know if we're going to be able to reap the fruit of the harvest, and we're terrified because of what's gone on and what's been stolen from us, that the ladies were the ones that said, well, why not, what about Ruth? What about the threshing floor? We're relying on newer tech to, basically to paraphrase, they're relying on newer tech that was developed over time, but that newer tech is incapable of dealing with that particular situation, but not the older tech. And the Coo Goblins, they know that's why they were doing ham radio. We need to do fax machines. I'm not even kidding. We need to do face-to-face stuff. We need to do rallies. We need to do actual protests out in the streets. We need to do it. You need to write local newspapers. And still, it has to be a both and. So you can still do everything that you want on social media. Good luck. I'm here with you for now. But we got to do it. So my final word is this to you guys. My final word is this. Let's go back to the main banner. What are you going to do? What can you do? In fact, I've shown you that you can do a lot. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your cause. You have to trust that you have been adequately informed, that you have been pointed in the right direction. And I tell you right now, I'm not going to lead you astray. I will do my absolute best. And if I have, let me know. Let me know. You know this is a fact. I've said that I was wrong in the past. I've said that I'm sorry. I know a lot of pundits that don't. I'm not them. I'm not grandiose about this. I know that it's highly unlikely that this show will ever be, some mega thing with millions of people. It would be great. But I mean it when I say that we are here for the little people. We're here for the forgotten and the abused. We are here for those who've been flown over a bazillion times, taken for granted, shoved aside, mocked and ridiculed, persecuted, and told to shut up over and over and over. I call them Johnny Q and Sally Sue on Main Street. You know who you are. You know what this is. And you know that no matter what, not only will, you can rest assured, no matter what, I will continue every single day to give you my absolute best. Everything I've got, all the years that I've studied, all the books that I've read, all the debates and arguments that I've had, all the traveling and experiences that I have had throughout my life, all of that brought to bear, all of the faith that I have brought to bear every single day for you and for this country, because I love this country. It would be easy to sell out, to be like, you know what, I'm gonna play the game where all I do is I talk about religious stories and do that. It'd be an easy way to rake up a bunch of subscribers. I could tone it down and just talk about just the funny stuff. Or I could tone it down and play along with the game. I know how to do all of that. And I want nothing to do with it because I want everything to do with you. I want everything to do with the American dream. I want everything to do with Christ, the King. Because at the end of the day, you guys are the best people. I mean it when I say I love you guys. And that you make doing this and putting even my throat. I mean, sometimes you can probably hear it. It cracks. I give this everything I got. You make it worth it. Every single day. No shame, no regret. Every day. Because I'm not a lone wolf anymore. I'm part of a wolf pack. And I know we joke about it, but the thing is, it can be funny. We howl at the sun. We howl at heaven. But the truth is, I'm not alone. I'm surrounded by others who I know day in and day out are not only tuning in, but more importantly, lifting me and my family and this program up in prayer. It's more important than every share. And I would love, look, if all of you shared this show every day, I have some listeners who do every day. They're just boom, 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 boom. They're sharing it with their friends. They're sharing it with their relatives. They're citing the stories. And, you know, I heard today on Paleocrat Diaries, I heard Jeremiah Bannister say, so on, so on. All of that is extremely important. But at the end of the day, if you did that a bazillion times, but you never lifted me and my family in this show up in prayers, it's at a loss. Because that right there is the core of what we are, who we are, and what we need, especially in times like this. Because we are living, as I've said a million times, in evil days. But we're a wolf pack. I genuinely love you guys. All right. Going to go through the comments. Man, there's a lot here. Yeah, KMO, yes, I've met women who go to the Latin Mass but are also into witchcraft and paganism. Really? Wow. I've never. Okay, Zach says he's on Paleocrat channel. Dude, thank you very much, by the way. Thank you very much, dude. Paleo Rat in Facebook or YouTube. What? Paleocrat in Facebook or YouTube. Okay, you both. Yeah. I'm on both. Hi there, I'm on Paleocrat now. Thank you so much. Yes, okay. Very, very good. You guys are both on there. Yes, okay, wonderful. Yes, Paleocrat, the Bishop of Bath and Wells. All right. Yes, Paleocrat. It's a word I coined. I'm a wordsmith. I'm pretty dope like that. And put it together. It's the two words put together are in reference to the ancient order or the old order, the ancient authority. And it's inspired by the crossroads in the book of Jeremiah and going the ancient path. And looking at history through the lens, or looking at modern things through the lens of history, the democracy of the dead, tradition. Let's see here. People are attracted to the mystery of the Latin and other externals. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Well, because people are they don't have any mourning anymore. They don't have any traditions. They hate the past a lot of times, or they were raised in homes where that's the case. And so people like the trappings. They like the pageantry of that. And that's not entirely bad. It's better that they're there than not. You know, these are helpful things. That's why, you know, for so many years we had icons and we had stained glass windows and other things. These told stories to maybe otherwise undereducated people. And those undereducated people, we can't romanticize them and just go, oh, they were perfectly fine. They're probably rubbing ergot on their skin. You know, they got a bunch of issues going on. Bob says, too many people think we're supposed to be humbled before the enemy. Yes, the enemy, but it's cowardice and unfaithful. It's true. It's true. We need to be strong. And yes, Ms. Romney, she is McDaniel. She is the GOP chief. And yes, she also is the one who wanted nothing to do with stop the steal. And lo and behold, guess what? She doesn't have her finger on the pulse. Even if someone wants to say, oh, you know, she's, pretty good or whatnot, she let the president down. She let the GOP down by not knowing in advance and seeing the signs that were evident even to people who watch this show. In the comments, Mesky, Judas betrayed Jesus at night. The Democrats betrayed America at night. Dude, it's totally true. Night Shift, what am I watching? You're watching one of the greatest shows. You're watching one of the greatest shows in the entire earth. And I hope you're enjoying it. I really do. I hope you're having a good time. We have a lot of fun. You know, if people are like, well, I only like my mom's this way. She's like, you talk about these really important and very intense things and you're growling and screaming, blah, 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 and you're doing that. But I really like the funny stories and stuff. And I'm like, well, watch for the first hour. Watch for the first hour. I don't blame people. Not everybody's able to do this, right? Yes, people born in 1900, they must be really old, talking about individuals who have voted who were born in 1900. Pretty amazing. You know how many people were on the voter roll that aren't listed at all, like, or that you have ballots for that aren't on any other registry at all. It's like, well, who's this person? Who's this person? John says, I would have trusted my mom's coffee grind reading abilities with the election over Nate Silver's modeling. Yes, dude. Yes, man. June says, no, markers don't work. Only blue or black inked pens or pencil. Dude, I need to know this. I need to hear about that. What the heck is up with Arizona with 88% reporting and giving it to Biden? Great question, by the way. Great question. And look, they did this for everybody. They did this for everybody. That or for all of these states that you had, like I mentioned earlier, you have states where Trump is ahead with fewer votes left to count, with a bigger margin, and with counties left to be counted that are primarily for him, and they don't call it for him. But then you go to Biden states where he's up by a smaller margin with less counties with anything to do, votes left to be counted, and they call it for him. And you see this over and over and over and over again. And people are like, well, why? And I go, because this is a smokescreen for you. Because don't get caught up on 1-1-1-1-1. This is a war, people. This is a mega plan. They've written books about it. They've done it in other countries. These are the same people, by the way. These are the same people. And we have to have the resolve that they do. They've been at this for years. Yeah, look at this. Let's see. Research PDF doc. Our Santis DHS has secured the nation's election systems, but work remains to protect the infrastructure. Let's see here. Someone said, had you streaming, so I knew you were still on, but on my phone it went back to a different show streamed earlier. Don't know what that's all about. Wouldn't be surprised shenanigans are going to happen with this show. It's just the truth, man. We're going to have a whole bunch of this. Jeremiah, do you think technology behind cryptocurrency, blockchain could help fix voting fraud and etc.? Send me a link, by the way. You know, it's a good point. I've seen it talked about a little bit. I haven't done any deep dive, I'll be honest. People always learn how to cheat the system. Yes, dude, it's just part of what we do. Streets of DC look to be really ramping up now. Prayer, yes, definitely. I warned you guys about that. You could see them laying out the groundwork. And in that video, go back to that Zoom video. They were talking about what they're going to do on the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, on and on and on. And they've been planning it. They have maps and everything. Yeah. If the great American experiment fails and the USA dissolves, it's going to be the news and social media CEO's fault. They're gonna have a big role to play in it, but at the same time, I really do believe it's bigger than that. I think a lot of it has to do with sin, and I think it's why we have to get our lives under control, and we need to take a knee for Jesus Christ immediately. Immediately. Yes, the media is the enemy of the people, right? Now, I'm media. And people, look, they can say, oh, Jeremiah, you're a propaganda guy. I've had people say that I'm deep state. I've had people say that I'm like, some kind of a shill for foreign government. I've had it, dude. I've had it. They're like, how can he be so smart? How can he be so far ahead? He's got to be part of this, man, like predictive programming. He's letting everybody know. I'm still waiting on those rubles, man. All right. The GOP owes Trump. It was nothing before he came in. Absolutely. And last question, Jeremiah, when the Civil War starts, and if you need some food, guns, and protection, I got you. It's already started, and I got you back, buddy. Okay? We're in this together, bro. We are in this together, dude. Oh, man. I'm really grateful for you, by the way, James. I'm very, very, very grateful. All right. Last thing. Here we go. Here we go. Happy, fun meme time. We've only got a couple. We're not going to deal with too many because we went way over. It's like an hour and a half or 2.5 hours. But this is my contribution, by the way. This is one of my contributions to show you the seriousness of what we're dealing with. Saying, look, man, I'm putting it on the line. 2020 has been hard on all of us. Ronald McDonald. Ronald McDonald. Yes, dude. Okay. I love these, dude, by the way. The people who say, 2020 has been hard on all of us, and they show the people's faces and give it. It's always pretty fun. What's this? What's your dream for the future? I'd like to take a nap. No, I meant, what do you want to do with your life? Oh, I'd like to take many naps. Yes, dude. I would love to do that. My life is pretty busy, though, boys and girls. It is pretty busy. What's wrong with this picture? Guys, look at this picture and tell me what you think is wrong with this. I'm looking close. Hold on. Oh, I see it. I won't tell. You got to screen capture this and you got to zoom in on it. Oh my gosh. What? Why? Why, man? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a pretty hit. Wonder who's using that. I don't understand basic I don't understand basic economics, buddy. I want to destroy civilization. I don't care. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I bet that dog does. We know that the dogs in the great animal uprising of 2020, we know that dogs are like a mixed bag. Some dogs are great, some dogs not so much. And this dog is obviously just wanting to burn it down. He doesn't care. Oh, is this another one? Your Honor, my defense client is a journalist. I don't really want to defend them. Just give them a death penalty sentence. He's on our side, but maybe a little too much. Maybe a little bit too much, man. Relaxing. Dude, okay. No, I can't ever go back, guys. Although I would like sometime, I like cigars. I like pipes. I don't know about, pipes. I used to smoke that all the time and it really messed up my teeth. In the back, it kind of forms a ridge and the smoke goes up in there. It's not good. Very unhealthy. But I like cigars. I'm not going to lie. I like them. But cigarettes, man, no. Not doing that, man. Not going back. I don't even know if at this point it'd be relaxing because the taste, I've tried it a couple times over the years since I quit, because I still vape. I'm not going to lie about that. I don't do it on the show, but I sometimes vape, and by sometimes I mean pretty much every day. But I've gotten it down pretty low, the nicotine level to like 3. And I don't have one of those massive ones that's like, massive plumes, the dragon breath and stuff. I try to stay away from that. But back to cigarettes. Dude, just a smell, man. People come in, I hate saying this, man, but people come in after smoking a cigarette and they come into the house or whatever, they're around me. I'm just like, Biden, apathetic American voter. What's up with the Ronald McDonald crap, man? Oh, I think these are the last 2. This little dude's definitely on our side. Check him out. James, we got to connect, man. Staff, we got to connect. And by the way, the staff, if you guys can come down, we're about to end the show here in a moment, and I'd like my staff to come down and wave and salute with us. Let everybody know. Yeah, little Lou, man, he was crying yesterday. He was upset. He was very upset that it was going down, and he always wants to touch things, He's always wanted to touch it, like my mouse. He sees the mouse on the, and he's like, oh, let me touch this thing. And I'm like, oh, no, I have to use that. I have to use that. Maybe I'll put it over in a different place. Yeah, but this dog, man. This dog is good. Dude, look at the guns, man. Look at that little bugger. He's not going to stay a little bugger very long, though. But I'm very, very, very glad that he is on our side. And this right here. I'll end on this because I hear Team Tiny Dancer coming down the steps. I'm super pumped. Make sure they come down too.
Grab Louie.
Yeah, grab Louie. Grab Louie. Where's Mama? Grab Mama. Well, don't grab her, but tell her to get down here. Hurry. Run down. Because we got to have little Wolfgang, man. We've already gone way over. I don't even care about time right now. I don't even care about it. Yeah, all you guys are on microphones, so it doesn't. Go make sure they come. And I'll do this for a second. Hurry. Go. Very obedient children. Everything you say is picked up by a mic. So be really obedient. Just obey. Oh, my kids are the best. I love my kids, man. I love my kids. Oh, yeah. In the comments, CF says, do not go back to SIGs. Dude, I ain't going back to SIGs, bro. Ain't going back to SIGs. And it was good seeing you in the comments over at oh, my gosh, man, over at Meaning of Catholic yesterday. It was really cool. And it was awesome to see people who were like, oh, man, you know, Ailey's in the comments, dude. Go subscribe to the show. It was so awesome, man. It was so awesome. He's checking on Lucian. Oh, yeah, don't bring Louis down if he's screaming. Don't do that, man. All right, get down here. Make sure your brother comes down because we're getting ready to go. We got to salute goodbye to everybody. We got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. But this right here, folks, this right here is what it's all about. It doesn't matter. In the end, in the grand scheme of things, I know that I say we got to fight like mad. We have to fight with everything we've got. But we also have to realize that in the end, the goal of this, of all of this, is Christ the King. Every single bit of this, every tactic we use, the whole family, Ailey, get over it. Yeah. Where's little Wolf? Oh, little Wolfie! You're coming back here. You're coming back here. So, all right. It's all about Christ the King. Okay? And we got to keep that focus. We have to keep that in our heart of hearts. And we need to realize, okay, that is what this is all about. All right. So, I'm going to put on this split screen. Wind down. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. We are a wolf pack, committed every day to giving it our best. Make sure, if you love the show, and I know you do, share it with all your friends. Go to paleocratdiaries.com for interviews, speeches, and other inquiries. Make sure to go and send your emails to paleocratdiaries@gmail.com. If you haven't seen the video yesterday with Meaning of Catholic, make sure to go check it out. I'll post that at paleocratdiaries.com. And of course, Paleo Cheese. There's a whole bunch of new episodes. Those will also be shared at paleocratdiaries.com. Make sure to subscribe to those different YouTube channels. They're amazing. Amazing people. Amazing guys, if I can say so. And as we always say, we're signing out. We salute you. And we say never give up. Keep on smiling. And memento mori. If I don't talk into microphones, I don't make that mad cash. Making all that money. Making that mad loot, right?
Mind control.
So we see the minority elite imposing their ideology on an unwilling and resentful populace. This causes a backlash. People get ticked off. The left is working long and hard to make us feel as if we've done something wrong. Worse yet, that we are the problem. Don't let people just rip on your heritage. Don't let people just rip on your traditions. Don't let people rip on your heroes. Stand up for what you believe, what made you who you are. So unless this disenfranchised majority begins standing up for what they believe in their heart of hearts to be true, I think we'd be left with nothing more than a dirge, and maybe a funeral procession.